Right before we get started.
I would.
Oh, that chat's too big. The chat's too big.
120 metres squared.
Appearance. Text size. Better. Beautiful. Happy with that. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the live stream.
4.375. 120 times 4.375.
Why 4.375?
Because that's that price divided by the metres squared. So
Okay.
that's 525.
Just to keep it consistent
Yeah.
across all three sites.
It's on the email.
The Lawn Ranger, welcome.
Just quickly.
That one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want to swap?
They're thinking, who's this person?
Who's this guy? Who would win in an MMA fight?
Probably me.
We've wrestled a couple of times on a trampoline, I remember that.
You've got like that skinny strength. I've not got that. I've just got the weight.
Trying to overpower me with your weight. Remember when Dad tried to wrestle us on Izzy's trampoline?
Yeah, and he just couldn't hack it. Not got the power.
Alright, Lindsay, welcome. Can you guys hear us okay? The microphone setup's slightly different tonight because I've
need to be further away.
I've shut off all the noise gates and stuff just so that we can, hopefully you can hear us both. Is it nice and clear?
Trying to figure out where the camera is. It's here.
Loud and clear, nice, beautiful. I was thinking about going out and getting a second microphone for you, but I thought that's too much effort.
Nah, it's a bit dramatic.
That's me all over that, is getting you 3 pens just to try and make sure you got the right one.
It's got to be right. 120.
How's everyone's week going? We've had an absolute corker of a day today. And I was actually tired when I got home as well.
I'm tired.
We haven't actually done much physical work, but I've come home feeling
mental.
a little bit mentally drained.
Mental work.
Lakers, welcome. Cold and wet, yeah.
Yeah.
West Midlands, welcome.
Oh, it's not squared, it's on the gutters.
I had a hole in because my other boots were wet from yesterday. I had a hole in my second pair of boots, right in the bottom, and it was drawing in all the water just on the one foot, so I had a very soggy foot when I got home.
Soggy foot?
Just the one.
525. Right, now I just want to get this out of the way and then I can concentrate.
Had a bastard of a gutter job, was determined to get it all with the Panther, and I succeeded. Nice. I had like virtually the same thing yesterday. It was the first day. Like, me and Zach have worked together for like 2 weeks now, and so we've been doing all the gutter jobs together, and it's been like really nice. And yesterday was the first day that I didn't have Zach with me on quite a big gutter job, and it was
miserable to say the least.
It was miserable. It was miserable just not having you around.
That's very kind.
No, we're joking. But it was absolutely tipping down a rain as soon as I got there. But I was determined not to leave for some reason. I could have just left the job and said I'll come back later, but I just wanted to get it done.
Right, this is a standard format now that we have.
This is what we're going to do going forward.
Well, we can just say this is a draft. We've got our pricing. Happy with that.
Once this is in the drafts, you can edit this from home, can't you?
Yeah. So,
which one's your beer?
The one. Ooh. That one's yours.
No,
that one's definitely yours. I'll definitely drink quicker.
Got 2 mentions. Got 2 mansions to gutter clear tomorrow in a gated community, also clearing 6 of the grids on their road too. What do you mean the grids?
Gated community, that's good. That'd be top payers.
2 mansions. How did you land that work?
And also, leaflet the road.
Yeah.
Whilst you get in the gate. Otherwise you may never get back in again.
I got in that gated community yesterday when I was leafleting, because I was walking up the drive, and then I didn't realise, because I had my hood up and my headphones on, a car was driving up behind me, but I didn't know, and the gates just opened as I started walking up. I
bet you felt like royalty.
Yeah. And that was the same. Like, I thought, this is my chance.
Second side and third side. Right, I'll go and grab us a beer. Where are they in the fridge? You can sit back here.
Yeah. Oh, can I? Where are you from? We are from Redditch. Zach's actually from Australia. We've both grown up in Redditch. Business is based in Redditch. Zach has been with me. He's come back from Australia for God knows how long. I don't know how long he's staying, but we've been working together for like the last 2 weeks, and it's been really fun actually. Been really enjoying myself. Is the music too loud, or are we good? Evening, Jake and Zach. Richard, welcome. How you doing, mate? It's amazing to see. Like every time I go live, I'm just flabbergasted that you guys turn up every time. It's so cool. It feels very, very weird that. Do you guys get notifications for this stream, or do you just tune in knowing that it's at 7:30 every Monday? I'm intrigued. You did get a notification. Yep, notification. Yeah, pops up on the screen. Oh, nice. Okay, good to know. Oh, you just tune in, Richard. Notifications. So, how much can we? I've been dying to tell people about the strategy that you've been absolutely pulling off.
What strategy?
Just with the emails and stuff. Can we discuss it or not? Or would you rather keep it private?
Depends how much the guys want it.
Zach's basically telling me I'm giving away all my secrets on YouTube, and it's gonna bite me in the botty one day. First time here, but you got the notification. Nice. Express Services. Yeah, I don't think I've seen your name in the chat. Welcome. How you doing? How many people here are actively running an exterior cleaning business at the moment? And how many people? Oh, I can do a poll.
You know what? I've actually got something interesting that we can do.
Okay.
What we could do, we could find out where the viewers' area that they live are.
We could put.
And we could actually distribute
Smarties approved applicators.
a contact list for the local area, based on the method that I've been using. That's not a bad idea.
That's a sick idea.
As long as they're not too local, and it wouldn't affect our business.
Well, on the other hand, you said we don't mind travelling.
No, but if somebody's down in London, or if somebody's down in Kent, or depending on how we're not going to travel down there to do local work.
To do like a little job.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So if if someone's up in Scotland, there's no reason why we couldn't actually distribute the mailing list.
Yeah.
Don't think that's a bad idea.
Exterior
actually.
Cleaning. Adoption. Have my own business.
Really enjoy watching YouTube clips. I'm dying to
read it out loud so I can hear it.
Hello guys, got a notification. Really enjoy watching your YouTube clips, as I am dying to give up my job as a chef, working all the hours for nothing. Spent a lot of money on kit and a van, just need to start. That's good. It's good that the hardest part is obviously starting. Obviously Jake set everything up himself.
We were just having this conversation today about your girlfriend.
Yeah.
And just saying, like, it's all well and good having all the thoughts.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even that. She still doesn't know what she wants to do, but the initial, like, just jumping in head first and just starting something.
Just throwing yourself into something and giving it a go. And, it's not necessarily always going to be successful, but you tend to pick up things that you learn along the way. Generally, that's more valuable than it is, even if even if it doesn't go completely to plan. Think about my business, start a business. Gardening business with pressure washing. I am a Pure Seal approved applicator based in Wakefield. My geography is not fantastic.
Richard, did you go to the Pure Seal party on Friday? Perchance.
West Yorkshire. 2 hours away. That's interesting.
What made you go from gardening? I suppose gardening and pressure washing go pretty hand in hand, to be fair.
A lot of people do offer like garden clearance services, and then after that they'll pressure wash everything back. And
grounds maintenance is like a nice.
It is
global,
but it's quite broad. So like most people would think I mean, I would personally think of grounds maintenance as like landscaping and
landscaping, hedge
machinery.
trimming, gutter clearing, pressure washing, mowing grass. Yeah.
11 votes. I feel like I'm really out of breath.
You have just run up and down the stairs.
Yes. Shouldn't be this out of breath.
Hey Darren, you right, mate?
Where are you looking here?
I've just got a second chat.
Are these the same?
I can't type. Yeah, I can't type in that one for some reason. It says I've got to sign in, even though I'm already streaming to the platform. I have building maintenance for landlords looking to start exterior cleaning next year. I did a couple of courses, so I didn't go in blind.
So you don't go in blind. No, that's a good idea.
Oh, like pressure washing courses.
Yeah, he's got the kit in the van, got a few courses up his sleeves. Just need to start winning some work now, and once you get that first job under your belt, or first couple of jobs under your belt, especially as they get a little bit bigger, you'll be off to a flying start.
It's the before and after pictures for me. Just, when I sent off those 2 quotes, when I sent you those screenshots yesterday.
Yeah.
Just having before and after pictures and videos of tarmac restoration is potentially going to win me that work. And the other one was the repointing that patio. I've got pictures and videos of several patios that I've repointed and sealed. Yeah. And just sending the potential customer those images.
Not even that. I'd almost be tempted to, if you haven't done any jobs before, if you can find a really bad patio and just give them a lowball price and just get the work just for the photos. Obviously, you still want to get paid for it as well, but you can go in a little bit lower price just to get that marketing material.
Well, the thing I normally say to people is do your own first, start on your own property, get some pictures and videos.
Do your mums, do your uncles.
Then charge your family a lower rate. Yeah. Do friends and family, but still get paid for it, so that can contribute towards your equipment.
Yes.
Get all those pictures and videos, and then just start advertising them on Facebook and Instagram and whatever.
Are we local to Cheltenham?
We are pretty local to Cheltenham. Yeah, it's about 40 minutes away. We're in Redditch.
Yeah, I think it's about an hour, isn't it?
Just past Evesham.
Oh right. Yeah, relatively local to Cheltenham.
I went there the other day.
Would you do work in Cheltenham? Have you done work in Cheltenham?
Yeah. I haven't done any, but I would. There's a really nice food area in Cheltenham, and they've got like a wacky golf. What's it called?
Crazy golf.
No, the graffiti one.
Ghetto golf.
Ghetto golf. Yeah. They've got a nice one of them.
Wacky golf.
I'm able to phase my gardening and do more pressure cleaning. I mean, do you do much gardening over the winter? Because I feel like they're both fairly seasonal things, where they're both like summer-based jobs. If you can diversify and get something that will sustain you through the winter.
Brewery Quarter.
Oh, that's what it's called, Dan. That's Dan Jones, by the way.
Oh, is it?
He's my friend. I said that to him last
time.
Dan. Squeaky Clean Dave, welcome.
My brothers and I own a cleaning business running 3 months. Is
Nice.
it successful so far, Flossman? How's it going?
Cleaning, exterior cleaning or interior cleaning?
I'm in Bromsgrove, Glyn Mulhall.
Hey, Glyn. Glyn's one of my members.
How do you know that from... Is it the ones that are green?
See his little badge there?
Oh, the star. Oh, cool.
I need to make some custom ones of these.
Yeah, it should be like a little pressure washer or some bubbles or something.
Bubbles. I like that.
Hot and soapy.
End poll. Where are the results? Here we go.
My business. That's really what's the word? Nice to see.
Yeah, I mean this
opinion.
This one could have been broader. I should have done established business, just starting, thinking about starting.
Yeah,
but too many fields.
But if you pick your family, your friends, if you pick 50 people that you know and posted out that question, I think it would be a lot different. I think it'd probably be high 80-90% people having jobs, and it's nice to see that a lot of people that are watching the channel, obviously all doing their own thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think people specifically watch this channel because they're interested in at least starting out or dabbling.
Yeah. Having a dibble-dabble.
Have a little dibble.
Interior cleaning we've managed. I like the idea of Airbnb properties, especially if you can find a client that's got 4 or 5.
You emailed some estate agents the other day, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I emailed every estate agent.
Every single one. You actually got a reply?
Got a response here from
Olsenham?
Aslam.
Aslam. Olsam.
Plus we have regular jobs too.
So this morning we've done 2 quotes. The first quote was for a massive high school, quite local to us, and it's a gutter clearing quote, and it's going to be like a cherry picker all the way around, which is quite.
I think the roof was over 10 metres high.
It's quite intimidating for me. You're not bothered about all that stuff because Zach was a. Are you still on the books?
As of 2 weeks ago, no, but I was.
Zach was a project manager for Allalys, which is a massive haulage company, and they deal in like cranes and moving trains across the country and all sorts. Then he moved to Australia. Before that, Zach was doing project management in Metis Aerospace, and then you were at, what was the other aerospace?
Another aerospace company, Aramet.
Aramet.
I was doing new product introduction for Boeing and production management as well.
And now he's earning £100 a day as a project manager for me.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a change, but
he's already brought in. How many quotes have we done? Commercial quotes now since you've been back.
The thing is we've done a few. We've got a couple of schools in, haven't we? But like that one today, we was actually kind of expecting to go and quote a relatively sized school, like not massive, but not tiny. But it actually turned out to be 3 sites.
Yeah, so the second school we went to, we did a big high school in the morning, and then we went to another school about 40 minutes away from that one. Again, this is from Zach's emails. And we were expecting to go and visit just the one, small little...
nursery type.
Like a nursery.
Yeah.
And then he said, this is just one of 3 sites that I want you to have a look at. And by the way, it's not just the gutters, we want you to do the pressure washing, do this, do that, roof cleaning. And it's like,
yeah,
we've had an absolute cracker of a day, haven't we?
And we actually forgot about that other nursery as well, local nursery.
Yeah, we went to another nursery in our town later on.
But it's all good and well doing all the quotes and the site visits. We need to focus on winning the work.
Zach's very keen on getting pen to paper, and I'm trying to do everything on my phone and on my laptop and stuff. And
I try not to get too excited until we actually win the work. Then I'm very. The approach is very different to yours, isn't it?
Well, I've got out of the habit of sending a quote and sitting and staring at the laptop waiting for a reply and just letting it like consume me for the next 2 weeks.
It consumes me all the time.
Well, it still does.
Yeah. You think I'll be different, but I'm not.
I'm trying not to do that. I think I've been a bit desensitised. 1, to people just not replying, and 2, to people just thinking I'm either too expensive or they've gone with someone else, or
as long as you position yourself fairly,
You think I'm too cheap?
I do, yeah, definitely.
But on the other hand,
I'd be too expensive. So to balance,
you've come from a massive commercial,
where everyone's got.
You're charging insane money to move something, and like
everyone's got deep pockets, haven't they?
Yeah, just to have your guys hanging around on site, it's like £250 an hour that you're charging the customer because you're holding my guys up. Like, I can't do that.
I know it's a very different industry. I found a flyer helped along with emails when I put into estate agents. I would really like to get into just like one estate agents, even obviously the more the better. But imagine all the properties that they manage and the contacts that they deal with and work that needs to be done to get a property sold. And we had that girl the other day that had some problems with her gutters, and we just popped round and helped her out, didn't we?
Yeah, we've done a couple of Smelties freebies recently, haven't we?
Smelties freebies.
I think we do a few. Someone mentioned it in the chat the other day. Do a few more gutters. Do a few more leaflets specifying certain services. So for the summer, I have a pressure washing leaflet. For the winter, I have a specifically gutter clearing leaflet.
Smelt specific leaflets.
Because here, I've done myself a bit of a disservice here.
Yeah.
It says.
Were you getting them rosies in?
Is it backwards on stream?
Dunno.
It says Smelts pressure washing, but then down here in tiny writing it's got a gutter clearing, PVC. pressure washing. It's like, it's too small, it's not to the point, and I think I need to do something slightly different to like target the time of year.
Everyone needs to be a member. Sorry.
Maybe I have a winter leaflet,
summer leaflet,
gutters, salt spreading, Christmas lights.
Yeah. And then a summer leaflet.
Then a summer leaflet.
Or a rest of the year leaflet.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
That's a very good idea. Let's write that down.
You love putting pen to paper, didn't you?
Absolutely. Smelty's notes. Winter leaflet. And summer leaflet.
Everyone needs to be a member. So much good literature and knowledge platform. Oh, thank you, Glyn.
That's very nice.
For anyone who's wondering what Glyn's talking about, we've got a private Discord where everyone can join up. Over here, look. And we've got some guides. I literally share a bunch of my quotes with you. We all help each other out with quotes. A place to post all your pictures and just what you're up to throughout the day. Useful links, suggestions, guides. There's all sorts of stuff in here. And so if anyone wants to become a member, tell you what, while you're all here, I'm just going to play you the advert. 2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes?
What? No, 1 minute and 15 seconds
That's
roughly.
better.
Now these videos take a lot of time and effort to film and edit on top of trying to run a successful pressure washing business. If you find any of the information in my videos useful, then I'd like for you to consider becoming a paid member of the channel. Circle members and above will get access to my private Discord for members only, where you can pretty much get a hold of me 24 hours a day for inspiration, technical help, marketing advice, or just a general chat. I post pictures and videos that you won't see on any of my other socials. You'll be the first to hear about giveaways, special offers and announcements, and it's just generally a nice place full of like-minded people who are all heading towards similar goals. We've got various different experience levels. We've got a few professionals in the chat as well. If you want to push your business, in my opinion, this is the place to be. We also have 2 other membership tiers. One is just to show a bit of support for the channel, and the other one is for boosted members, which will not only give you access to the private Discord, but also loads of high quality promotional images for you to start your business. I know what it's like when you're ready to get going, but you don't have any before and after pictures to put on your leaflets. At the moment, there's about 150 images that you can use for pretty much whatever you like, and my intention is to constantly update these over the next few years with all of my before and afters that have helped promote my business. Last thing before I let you go, new videos come out every Monday night at 5:30, and then I go live at 7:30 to chat to you guys and answer as many questions as possible. We do live quotes for real customers and just generally keep up to date with everything going on in the pressure washing world. Thanks for watching. Back to the video. Was that too long?
No, yeah, probably a little bit. And if you spotted that, you'll actually get a free pair of orange Crocs when you sign up.
I've got a weird thing for orange. Everything I buy recently has to be orange. Even like my casual clothes.
I might get in touch as I've got a lot of pressure washing jobs on, plus so many roof cleans to do. Darren Lyford.
Where's Darren based? Did he say Cheltenham, didn't he?
Cheltenham, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so Darren, are you working at the minute? Or are you just getting a little bit overwhelmed with the amount of quotes coming in?
I do lots, mainly cutting back, clearing flower beds, etc. Still to do in the winter months. Cutting that down a little bit.
Perfect.
Struggling to understand the use of chemicals at the moment. Do you know any good YouTube videos?
With regards to chemicals, I hate to keep like pushing it, but get yourself on a Pure Seal course. Honestly, one of the most useful things I've got,
And you got your TikTok,
which I've lost.
No, it's not that Pikachu there with the dummy in it, is it?
No. I've cleaned this bedroom. I don't know where I put it. Jesus. Who's joined the Orange Army? Express service, welcome. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining. He's a boosted member. He's got all the images, look.
Have you got any things about the chemicals on your TikTok?
I mean, if you've got any specific questions, we can go through it now. But seriously, I mean, Squeaky Clean Dave has just been on. Yeah, he's just said it there. Look, I'd recommend going on the Pure Seal approved applicator course. You literally learn everything you need to know about every ground surface. Module 2 is render. I think Module 3 is like roof cleaning and stuff. So I thoroughly recommend it. You get a massive user manual to take away with you. So if you forget anything you learned on the course, it's all there. So when you've got a quote to put together for specifically like limestone or honed Indian sandstone or whatever surface it might be. Shows you how to identify every surface, shows you how to clean it properly, which chemicals are safe, seal it afterwards, repointing, all that stuff. Like, thoroughly recommend it.
I've just seen the Smelt seasonal flyer.
Smelt seasonal flyers.
Zach sounds like he's staying for a while.
It's an awkward conversation like this, because
nobody knows.
I keep trying to get a little bit of information out of him, but I don't want to push it. It sounds like you're staying for more than 5 weeks.
No comment. We need to. Are we going to run up this quote in shortly?
Are we going to what?
Run up this quote. Share what we do. What do you think? We can put pen to paper.
We can put pen to paper. As long as we're on top of the chat. I don't want to miss any questions or comments. As long as you have a fair price and slightly lower than everyone else, you will win jobs.
Fair.
Do you think that's true? Slightly lower than everyone else? Is that who you want to be, really, in business? I mean, I suppose starting out, yes.
That's fair.
But when you're slightly established,
yeah,
and you've been going for over 6 months, and you know your stuff, and
probably even, it depends how good your marketing's doing, because I'll be honest, and I'll float your boat a little bit. I think you're quite good at marketing. Your TikTok, your Instagram, your Facebook. I think
float
you
my boat.
Yeah,
that's not.
I don't know,
that's not what you mean.
I think you do a pretty good job at that, and I think that's the reason why you've actually got a lot of the customers that you've got.
Yeah, I'd agree.
But I do kind of agree as well with the Lawn Ranger Berkshire that going in slightly lower can win your work, and that's probably a good strategy to start out with.
Well, that's what we've been doing with the school today.
Yeah, so
to try and build a relationship with this school.
That's it. So you're starting to do that with the commercial work now. Now we're starting to see a bit more commercial work come in. We're starting with slightly lower pricing to get our feet in the door.
Mm-hmm.
But with the residential stuff, I feel like we're pretty fair now, aren't we? Pretty market rate.
Yeah.
And that's because you're pretty established, or very established with the residential stuff, but you know, we've still got a bit of work to do on commercial stuff.
Sophie said to me a while back, I said, like, I made the comment that I don't advertise, and she said, you do advertise. You're constantly putting out pictures and videos on Facebook and stuff.
Absolutely.
And I didn't see that as advertising, I just saw that as like fun. But that is like...
Fareham is in Hampshire, which is just near Portsmouth, 2 hours 20 minutes away.
Can I just ask, if anyone's going to book onto one of those Pure Seal courses or buy any chemicals or anything from Pure Seal, I do have an affiliate link. I'm going to put it in the chat now.
How much does it cost?
I think the...
Why have you put 3 in there?
Just so people can see it. Oh. Click my... Oh,
why the link's different?
Don't click the second one.
Click this link that doesn't work. How much do they charge?
Oh, we got redacted.
Retracted.
I think the module 1, which covers all ground surfaces, is just over 400 quid, I reckon. Can't remember though.
100%, mate. It's easier to get 1 million people to give you £1 than it is to get one customer. Absolutely agree.
Wait, it's easier to get 1 million people to give you £1 than it is to get one customer to give you $1 million?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
I think I disagree.
I don't. I'm going to Berkshire to work with the Lawn Ranger.
So...
You can get leaflets made quite a few places. I know the Lawn Raiders just mentioned Vistaprint. I don't know where you get yours from, but there's many places online.
Vistaprint's great.
Vistaprint.
Yeah. And
you can design it yourself, or you can even pay someone to design it for you if you're not very creative like me.
The Vistaprint, the templates on Vistaprint are actually not bad. I quite enjoyed it. Module 1's 485 quid. Click my link first, then buy it.
Do you need both modules? I don't know what yours and Dave's opinion is on that.
I've only done module 1, which is ground surfaces. Module 2, Dave's just done, I think, which is...
Has Dave done number 1 as well?
Which is render.
Right.
I think he has, yeah. You need to be in middle of the road, not a busy fool. I said busy fool today, didn't I?
like all these, what they're called.
Say it.
You know what I mean.
It's not...
Takes to be a duck in water.
They're sayings. They're like not courgette.
Somebody put the word in the chat.
It's like a courgette or something.
A courgette.
It's a phrase. It's a
what's
it called? Someone's gonna know it.
It's better to be a gardener in war than a warring gardener. No, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. That's my favourite one.
Have we missed anything?
I don't think so.
Have you ever subcontracted any of your jobs? Yes, quite a few times. I work closely with Solar Secure UK, and we pass each other a little bit of work here and there. I work with a grounds maintenance business who offer all sorts of stuff like landscaping.
Do you need to share that?
You what?
Do you need to share that?
Thank you.
It's alright.
Thank you very much. So I've now got a little bit on the website with the solar panels, just to say I'm teaming up. We've teamed up with Solar Secure UK. You think I've got too much information on my first page, didn't you?
Yeah. Can we have just a thumbs up in the chat if people think... Yeah, I'll start from the top. I just want a thumbs up in the chat if people think there's way too much text on this first page.
This is the home page.
And if I'm wrong, I'll hold my hands up, but...
To be honest, I thought I was only going to have one page on my website. I thought it was just going to be a landing page and then a contact form.
No.
But now I've started adding... I think it was Ched who recommended that for Google to promote you, it'll take you to that specific page if people Google that service.
But that's with the keywords and the SEO, isn't it? It's not...
Yeah.
The trick to SEO isn't just to smash a load of words on the page.
Yeah.
You've got to use the keywords.
Recognise that?
Natwich near Crewe.
Falcon.
Oh yeah.
Nantwich, I think it's called.
Is it?
Yeah, Nantwich. It's got an N before the T.
Too long.
Too long.
Boom. Cheers, Holmes Outdoor Maintenance.
Diamond, welcome. I haven't seen your name in chat before, I don't think. Are you new to the stream? Holmes Outdoor Maintenance. I don't think I've seen you either. Unless I'm forgetting people. I'm sorry if I am. I'm seeing a lot of new names actually looking up now. Quite a few. Left-handed, right-handed gopher. Oh, golfer.
Gopher. I'm a lurker. I do like a lurker.
Nice. We love a lurker.
What we doing?
See, look at that. As an image to send to someone for tarmac restoration.
Absolutely.
That is absolutely beautiful, isn't it?
Fantastic.
What are you flicking for?
Sorry, I was just trying to get a new page, but I didn't want to ruin Lucas' Hulk or your Hulk. Next course, 17, 18 Jan. Need to separate the pages.
Yeah, I mean, I do have separate pages now for gutter clearing.
No, my
gutter clearing's up here. Look.
I said home, about, a services page with a drop down with each of the services. That would be the gutter clearing, the solar panels, the pressure washing. They're the separate services.
I love my gutter clearing page, and I've had so much work now from the website for gutter clearing, and I think it's because of this page.
I think you'd have more if you had a services list.
Look, here's the services: inspection, clearing at height, reassurance, washing, minor repairs. That's the services list. With, oh look, the contact.
That's it.
The contact form.
You've got a couple of forms. You haven't got a phone number on there. That's probably that thing that come through today.
People are sending me emails without their phone number or address, but in the proper contact form down at the bottom of this one, it requires all those things. Look.
Yeah, you need to shimmy it over.
Shimmy it.
Shimmy.
I'm keen to get some salt spreading work. I think that's going to be fun. Easy work.
Have you got the barrow?
Fairly low ticket. No, I'll get it when I got the work coming in.
And is that a hire jobby or is that a buy jobby? Do you hire it or buy it?
I'll buy it. It's about 200 quid.
No, that's not too
for
bad.
one of them.
I think salt spreading is a good business, to be fair.
If you in the UK?
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know.
Winter time. It gets pretty icy, pretty cold.
But also, how do you know when it's going to freeze? You've got a week's notice as to when it's going to freeze.
Yeah, but if you've got the equipment, all you need to do is buy the grit.
But you also need the availability.
Yeah, true. To work out how well your page is doing in Google, search your domain name and see what comes up with Ched.
Ched's the master of SEO. I still don't know what that means.
Search engine optimization.
Yeah, I forget it every time though.
I'll forget.
Search my domain, see what comes up. Into Google?
No. Google search on your domain name. I didn't think that. But you're going to come up top if you do that.
Look,
'cause
literally,
it's so specific.
the website, my Facebook, my Instagram, my LinkedIn.
Yeah, but it's so specific.
Smells Pressure Washer Service Limited.
No, that's not Smelt.
Oh, yeah.
If you just type in pressure
I
washing
thought
in
someone
Redditch,
took my name.
type in pressure washing in Redditch. Just a spade for salt spreading. Yeah, a spade's not a bad idea, to be honest. Or we could go all technical with a wheelie bin.
I'm second.
Yeah, that's alright. That's carpet cleaning, so you're not your first, really.
Oh, yeah.
Scroll down.
But is that because I'm...
There you go, your Facebook's first.
Is that not because I'm logged into my account?
No, it still shows you your actual ranking.
Sorry, guys, you can't see this. Let me pull these... no, I'm not going to do that, actually.
Yeah, you're going to have to put them all in.
I'm just going to have to...
Ooh.
It doesn't matter.
No.
Too much effort.
Back on the full screen.
Do you want to work on a quote now, or are we...
I'm
I feel
easy.
like we're in a good flow here.
Yeah, I'm happy. I used a bucket and a little hand spade for salt. That's okay. It's all in the flick. In the flick of the wrist, is it? When you Google, lads, do it on
Incognito.
page. Oh yeah,
Why?
because it will track your cookies. I think it's the cookies.
So it knows I've already been
Yeah.
to this page.
Yeah, and it will show you what you want to see. It will
Yeah.
show you your deepest, darkest desires. Mine was showing me number one everywhere because I had looked at my own site. Sorry. There you go. Google site. So let's do it. I'm intrigued. So go on to Google. Put it on incognito.
Incognitsky.
Yeah. Do you want to share your screen first so the viewers can see?
Not just yet.
What?
Where do I find incognito?
Settings, isn't it? Try the jigsaw.
New private window?
Yes. That's it. And then
Private browsing.
go on Google and type in site : your domain name.
Why is it up there? I wanted it here.
Mine was showing me number one everywhere. So I use a bucket
Like that?
or a hand spade.
Is that right?
I guess so.
I'm scared.
No, it's all auto. I don't think that's right. Maybe try the quotation marks as well. No.
Look at my little circle, my little logo there. Look.
Yeah.
Get expert gutter cleaning surface for your commercial sorry.
But that's your keyword. That's your what's they call it?
People aren't Googling
It's your
smells.
metadata. That's metadata. That is, I think.
Also, you know all the pictures on my website?
Yeah.
They need to be named gutter clearing, number one.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
instead of just PX.
There's a lot of work on the website that we could do, I think. But no offence.
But also, no one's Googling smelts pressure washing. They're
Googling pressure washing in Redditch.
or gutter clearing in Redditch.
Yeah.
How do you quote for gutter cleaning jobs? Anywhere, personally, on a bigger job, I'm around about £2.50 per metre. Squeaky Clean Dave mentioned that, I don't know if he's charging £5 per metre, but other people, he's heard of other people charging £5 per metre. Some people just wing it and they guess it.
We tend to quote residential slightly cheaper, don't we, than...
I found recently that since Craig, welcome, since watching Curbside Cleaning's podcast, one of the chaps on there said he does £50 per side, regardless of how big the house is. £50 per side, send the quote, super quick and easy. I think that's too expensive for the service I offer personally. I've been doing £40 per side and it's been very, very successful. Everyone's been saying yes. I've not had one person come back and say it's too expensive, apart from that one person in Alf Church.
But with the commercial work, we do tend to take more of a perimeter check, size perimeter check, and still try and work to the same price. But I think we add a little bit of our own feeling into it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it comes a lot down to access as well. If they're low level gutters, access is absolutely fine. You can drop the price. Dave's saying on small jobs £5 per metre. On bigger jobs I drop down a bit, £70 minimum. So is that for like a residential?
Yeah, £5 per metre. See, we don't charge £5 per metre, do we?
We don't measure on domestic jobs.
No, we don't. You tend to do £40 a side. £40 a side is what I do, and mention they will receive before and after pics, and that's what we do.
That's what we do.
If you're not showing them those pictures, it's more based on a trust, and I think people like the clarification. They like the thing is with gutters, if they are full, you can really notice a difference after they've been cleaned out, can't they? Even if you don't wipe them out and stuff, it's
Well, it's the same as what we did today. That downpipe was blocked. That guy said he had his gutters cleared out 3 months ago.
Yeah.
But they hadn't cleared the downpipe out, so the growth was back again. Downpipe was still blocked, and there was a new plant coming out of the downpipe.
Cleaning £35 to £40 per side is what I'm on, unless it is unusual house building. Varies per house, most bungalows, etc. Drop down. I think we're similar to diamond exterior cleaning, so we tend to do £40 per side. If there's any awkward access, we might add a little bit on.
Yep.
And that's where we kind of take an educated view on it.
And the thing is, we're not just guessing either.
No, it's more of an educated, common sense type approach, isn't it?
We're not getting to every property and just guessing. We've got a base price, and then we work from that. And that's a much quicker way of doing it, I think.
Yeah, and if you kind of maintain a standard price, and then if there's any extra nooks, you might throw in a bit extra nooks and crannies.
And also,
hi Jet 2 Life.
Jet 2 Life, welcome.
Jet 2 Life.
And also,
Jet 2 Life. £200 on any house wash and empty up to 220 metres.
My brother does £200 on any house wash and empty up to 20 metres. What does that mean?
Is that gutters? So £200 is anything up to 20 metres. That seems quite high.
Wait, are you talking about £200 for any house wash?
Maybe that's washing the actual gutters and
fascias and the soffits.
Fascias, yeah. I'm liking the we. Does that mean you're a full-time permanent team? For now. No, I'm joking. No, we're working well together, I think.
I can't get it out of you. I don't know. I don't think you have any idea what you're going to be doing in January.
No.
So for me to make any sort of plans is pointless.
Yeah, I'm not in a position to commit at this moment in time.
I could barely get him in this room.
I can't make any statements. Yeah, I don't like being on camera.
Literally, the effort it took me to get him here tonight.
The thing is, though, Ched, we are a we because we're currently working together, and we'll always be a we because we are brothers.
Aww.
I know, that's cute, that, isn't it? It didn't mean to sound like that, but it's true.
You've helped me. You've helped me from Australia. You don't need to be here to help me necessarily.
Even if I didn't work with you, it'd still be we anyway.
Yeah.
So
You cutie.
That way he doesn't have to go and quote. Oh, that makes sense. I'm guessing, Dave, that he probably might not win as much work as he quotes, maybe in that aspect.
Well, we don't. We don't quote gutters in person, unless it's a big one,
and unless we're passing by.
Yeah.
GeoStream has brought me out of the shadows.
Diamond, welcome.
He is in that area and is high paying anyway. Oh, yeah. If he's in a high paying area.
I'm all for making as much money as you can, but also personally, I want to be comfortable with how much I'm charging. I want to offer the customer value, not just take as much as possible from them. Well, this also comes into what services are you offering? What level of gutter clearing are you offering? Are you just are you scooping them out by hand? Are you using a gutter vacuum? Are you checking your work? Are you going up there afterwards, either on a ladder or with a camera system? Are you checking the work afterwards?
Yeah.
Are you doing flow tests on all the downpipes? Are you disassembling the downpipes to make sure they're all clear?
Yeah, there's a different level, isn't there?
There's so many levels of what you can offer, and you've got to price your services accordingly. And it doesn't mean you have to offer all those services, else you're doing a bad job. But your price needs to reflect your service you're offering.
And not only that, obviously Jake and me, whilst I'm working with him, we're both putting our name to each of those jobs. So I'd actually say we go as far as sometimes doing a little bit more than we've Quote, yeah.
Smelties freebies.
I've called it Smelties freebies because Jake loves to give away a freebie.
I just want to do...
He does a very, very good job, don't you? Do a very thorough job, and it may not always be reflected in the price, but we're happy and confident with the level of quality we're providing, I'd say.
What I want to make sure is every single customer that I'm visiting, they're going to come back to me next year.
Yes, yeah. And I think they will, for that very reason. And we do tend to go a little bit more above and beyond.
But also, I know I'm not the cheapest. So...
yeah, it's a balance. It's a balancing act. And it's about common sense, I think, to be honest.
Yeah.
Better beer this week, not the tramp piss.
Read out loud.
Oh, thank you.
Read out loud.
The Lawn Ranger Berkshire. Better beer this week, not the tramp's piss.
Oh, we spoke.
Thank you very much. Right, because I've been trying to knock this out of him for years. So Jake is one of those people who likes to buy cheap, horrible beer and not put it in the fridge for some reason. So he drinks it warm. And to be honest, we've got beer and Moretti tonight, and it's all right. I wasn't that impressed, but at least it's cold. That you got one thing right.
Yeah, it was so funny how much of a go at me you had in that in the services when I picked up that box of beer. You're like, why are you holding that?
Yeah,
like, I'm going to buy it.
Anybody think he wasn't earning any money? That's one thing I just wanted to say earlier as well. Is just back on that topic is you need to put things into perspective in terms of what you're earning. So if you get 2 or 3 gutter jobs a day, say for example, and you're pulling in £200-300, that's still a lot more than what people are pulling in on the average wage after tax.
You've got to take into consideration tax, fuel,
it's extra work,
marketing,
I understand
maintaining your equipment. There's a lot more that goes to it.
I understand that. You've got to put in more effort, you've probably ultimately got to put in your own hours, but it's all in your control. You're not having to be dictated to every day.
And there's no ceiling, which is what I like.
Yes.
There's no ceiling as to how much I can earn next year.
Yeah, or next year.
Well, because this year's almost over. Welcome, Chris.
You got till April, haven't you?
Oh, are we going April to April? Okay.
Absolutely. When you guys repoint a patio, what do you use?
I've switched over from the Sicker jointing compound, and I'm instead using... So this is what I used to use.
I like that quick switch.
You like it?
Yeah, that's impressive.
Let's get rid of...
We need to be on the other side, don't we?
Let's get rid of that. It's just the camera's in like an awkward position now.
For Pure Seal course, do you stay over locally?
I did.
Yeah.
Because they sometimes go for like a meal or a drink afterwards, after the course as well.
What time does it finish on the second day? It'd be a 4-hour drive from home. Rather than a 4-hour drive, I'd definitely grab a meal and a couple of beers and maybe book a cheap hotel like a Premier Inn. You normally get them for about 40 quid, can't you? So.
Yeah. So I used to use the Sicker jointing compound, but since I actually went on the Pure Seal course, one of the chaps said he's been using the... One of the chaps that were on the course with me said I've been using the Pure Seal stuff, which is Easy Joint, I think, or Joint It.
Get to life. 4 times 120. Sorry, do it, mate.
So I've switched over to this stuff now, and I've got to say it is much better. Good choice of colours, and seems to go. You've used this stuff.
Yeah.
What did you think as a product?
I mean, from someone who has limited knowledge in jointing, I thought it was great.
Very easy, isn't it?
Yeah, you kind of soak it with a bit of water and you push it into the joints, and it can be quite... you need to do a lot of brushing and sweeping, don't you?
Lots of brushing, lots of going over the same area multiple times.
And you need to keep washing it off and washing it in. But it was good. It worked really well. It came up really nice as well, which is obviously the main thing.
Once you get a process... and you've done it a couple of times, the only thing I'd say is if the joints are totally shot and they need grinding out, 9 times out of 10 they will need grinding out. That's where most of the hard physical work is. Hands and knees with a grinder, mask and goggles, and if it starts raining, it can be an absolute nightmare. And so I'd recommend watching one of my videos from when I visited Wales. I've got 2 videos here, repointing about a year ago. It's repointing, pressure washing and restoring this whole patio. And then this mammoth transformation, repointing and pressure washing. I'll send you that one. I'll stick it in the... this is when I was still using the Sika stuff, by the way. I've since switched. But I'll stick it in the chat. And you can have a little look at that video later on. I'm just going to go for a wee.
Lovely.
Can you manage the...
Yeah, well, I'll just inject a life's question. I've got 4 times 120 metre of, say, metal building containers to clean. What would you charge per square metre? Roughly 500 metres. I've just worked out 480 metres. Now, at your £3 per metre, you're looking at 1440, so 1,440. Personally, I would think that was too expensive. Personally, obviously, I don't know who the customer is. Normally, you can take a bit of a, an understanding. Do you think the customer's got a big budget? Do you think they've got a low budget? Is it something that they must have done? Like, is it absolutely necessarily work, or is it work that they'd like to have done? I'd personally bring the price down, because the way I look at it is, £14.40, £3 per square metre. That's £360 per container, which personally I think sounds a lot without seeing the containers.
Are we talking about pressure washing the outside or the inside?
Well, if you scroll up at the tab, he just said 4 times 120 metal building containers
to clean.
Yeah.
Is that outside or inside?
It'd be outside, wouldn't it? But £360 per container without seeing them, I think sounds a lot personally. I'd actually lower your price, £3 per square metre. It depends on the amount of work involved and what... I like to take a good look of what kind of customer it is. So for example, with the school today, we know that the funding's been cut and they have a very low budget because I asked the question. Now if it was a company that is desperate to get the work done and they've got a high budget, I'd go in a little bit higher. But
here's one. Would you ever say to your customer, what's your budget? Do you have a budget in mind?
It depends on the customer for me. So with the school, yes, because I know they're government funded. With a private company, it would depend on the company, depend on the size of the company. It depends if it's just me quoting or if there's 5 or 6 other people quoting. If there's 5 or 6 other people quoting, I'd like to know the budget. And obviously if it's residential, I don't think so. I think I'll just put in a price and work with them.
Me as a residential customer, I'm not going to tell a builder how much I'm expecting the work to cost.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. So, just go back up, there's quite a few that we missed there. Oh no. Do you pencil the gutter jobs in for 12 months' time?
I have started to do that.
Yeah, 6 to 12 months.
Yeah.
We started updating our calendar.
Especially the commercial ones.
Yeah. Start over second day, finishes just after dinner. Thinking of doing
water-fed pole and pure synergy, and then rinse with a fan. So scrubbing with the water-fed pole with synergy, and then rinsing off with pure water. That sounds like something I would be doing with windows. Are you talking about windows, conservatories, all that sort of stuff?
No, I think he's talking about the containers.
Oh, you don't need to use pure water on containers. Oh.
Pure synergy.
And pure synergy. Oh, neat synergy. You don't need to use neat synergy, I don't think. Synergy dilutes really well, actually, and it's still... You can go as little as... You can go 1 to 20, I think, for like mild contaminant.
Anyone ever had a bad feeling from a customer regarding how much you charge to... So, Matt Martin, a lot of that question, because probably most customers think that, but they're not paying for your time as such. They're paying for your experience. They're paying... The reason you can do a job a lot quicker than them is because you have the experience and you've worked X amount of months or years to gain the experience.
And also your equipment.
Yeah.
How much does all your equipment cost?
Your van, your time, your marketing, you're up all hours of the night probably doing any invoices and stuff. It's, everybody. The problem is every customer wants a good deal, and me as a customer, I want a good deal as well. But there's got to be an understanding there that they're paying for a service that you provide because of your experience, and they're not.
And when they reference things like hourly rate, you can't compare my hourly rate to someone who just walks into a 9 to 5. Everything's provided for them.
Yeah.
They just have to sit down and start doing their job. I had to buy all my equipment. I had to do all my own advertising.
Would you verbally tell your customer write a quote, not write a quote?
How to write a quote?
No,
what?
Not write a quote.
Oh, no. We always... I mean, the majority of the time, I'm doing my quotes either on the go or from home. I'm not telling the customers the prices up front.
Not when you're there, no. Because you might walk away and something might change, and you might have a change of thought or another idea.
I had a video on this a while ago. There's something to do with the psychology of being stood in front of a customer.
Yeah.
You want to give them a good deal.
Yeah.
I've done it 3 times. I've given a customer a price 3 times face to face, and every single time I wish I'd have gone higher. I feel like I've lost out on every single job. I took the work, done the job, and realised I've massively underpriced it.
And not only that, it's like you might walk away, you might be pressured into giving them a cost, whereas you might walk away and think, actually, I don't want to do that job. We've done that a couple of times the last week.
We don't need that job.
We've been there and quoted a job, and it's not even from a spoilt perspective. It's from a perspective where it's going to be an awkward job, but it's going to be a high price, but we feel like the price isn't justifiable to the customer. So rather than spend our time and energy trying to justify this high price to a customer because of the awkwardness of a job, we'll actually just turn around and say, look, we don't want to quote this job.
Yeah, it's like, you don't think it's going to cost this much.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get the work done.
Exactly.
So let's just not even bother.
Yeah. And Fabian...
But, sorry, there's an argument to overpricing a job like that and just sending it anyway, even though you don't want it.
Yeah, we've done that as well, haven't we?
And you might just get it, and it might be worth it because you've overpriced it.
So if you put a bit of a price together that you're happy with, and you don't particularly want the work, maybe add 20%.
And you don't need to start justifying things to the customer. They can take it or leave it because you don't really care.
Yeah, which sounds it sounds negative, but it's not, because if it's going to be more awkward for you, then you have to justify it with your price.
Well, also the beauty of running your own business, you can pick and choose your work.
Yeah. And in terms of verbally telling your customer about the quote for commercial work, so we're speaking really residential then, but commercial work, I wouldn't even mention it. What I like to do is either, if you haven't visited site, then use whatever tools you use online to quote jobs remotely and give them a budget price. And then always put in your email, price subject to site visit. And that way, if you approach them or meet them at site and something changes and you're not happy with something, or the water pressure isn't great or the access isn't great, you can then go, look, right, now we've done the site visit, the budget was X, the budget price was X, but due to this reason and this reason, I'm actually going to charge an additional £100-200. And as long as you justify it, they can't really argue with it.
So I've quoted remotely. Here's your rough price.
Yeah.
Here's an estimate.
Budget. Yeah.
Pending a site visit, and I can have a proper look around then and see if anything's changed.
Yeah, and like that, don't abuse that. Don't be like, oh, I offered them a quote for £1,000. You get to site, you realise that actually the site's fine. It might even be easier than you think, but I'm still going to chuck an extra £100 on. But you just be fair with it. You can even, if you really want to get your foot in the door, you can even give them a little discount. We've been doing that as well recently, haven't we? We've, been to site. It's been a little bit easier than expected. So we've actually taken a little bit of money off.
Yeah, I've done it loads of times in the past. I've even done like a free clean every now and again where I've realised like this has literally took me less than an hour. These are really nice people. Yeah. And I just want to do them a favour. And
you want more work from them as well.
Yeah. Jake, do you use Pure Seal's pricing pads? No, I've never used any of the paperwork that I got in the Pure Seal packs, to be honest. I've only used their guide. I haven't even opened the USB stick. I don't know what's on there. I'm sure it's all fantastic information, but I want to do stuff my way. Like, I think we've got a good
flow,
and just the way I've started pricing stuff now, and the way I'm sending off texts, and the only thing I'm not doing is like, are people really doing risk assessments on each job?
Not on each job.
Residential jobs. Are you really doing risk assessments?
Surely not for residential work.
I think a lot of people are suggesting that they do.
Well, you can have a standard. There's nothing wrong with so the risk assessment that you've got. There's nothing wrong with sending that to people if they want a risk assessment. That's a broad risk assessment that covers everything.
These suppliers of chemicals and of high level equipment, specialist equipment and stuff, they always mention this should be in your risk assessment.
Absolutely, yeah, because it should be.
But
especially chemicals, because it comes under COSH, which is Control of Substances Hazardous to Health.
But on residential stuff,
on any stuff, it's chemicals.
So just a general risk assessment that I'd carry in the van.
Yeah, you can keep it in the van. Yeah, you could just keep it printed off, and if anybody wants to see it, I mean, but residentials aren't gonna really take a look at it. But commercial work, schools, like the two schools that went to today, they'll definitely want a method statement and risk assessment.
Yeah, and
it's not to cover us; it's to cover them.
Yeah.
To cover their insurances. Have you done your due diligence to make sure that these contractors that you're employing to do this work are suitable to do the job?
Yeah.
And not only that, it makes you look professional. 2, it actually, the paperwork is there to keep you safer. We're the ones that are risk. If you're on a tall building or something, we're the ones that are at risk.
Yeah, you're saying today it's not for them, it's for you.
Not for them, it's for us. You don't want to just be walking over roofs on high buildings and stuff. It's to keep you safe.
Where can I find your Discord link? You need to become.
That right?
Is there just one left?
Yeah.
You can have it.
How? What?
Yeah. Okay. Maybe you could split it. Maybe you could drink half and then I'll drink the other half.
I'll get a glass.
Only got one beer left. So the Discord is for paid members of the channel. So if you click join underneath on the YouTube channel, circle members and above, get access to the Discord if you're interested. The USB stick contains cost sheets, SD sheets, templates, RAMs, etc. Yeah, I remember them. I remember them mentioning it, but. Dave, have you used your? Did they give you a little nozzle in a little jiffy bag when you went on the course? They give me like a little 3D printed. I think it's like a chemical application nozzle to go on the end of a water fed pole, but I haven't lost it. It's somewhere, but I don't know how to connect that to my gardener pole. I'd be quite keen to do that though. If a job is a high price and you have spent time to go in, then just quote it. If they take your quids in, no justification needed, your price is your price. Yeah, I find myself sending off a price occasionally. We've worked it out. The price is higher than I expected, but that's just what the price is. I do find myself trying to justify that price later on in like the text or the email, even though I don't really need to. But because it's surprised me, it's probably going to surprise the customer as well. But that's just what the price came out of, so I can't really do anything about it.
I don't really like to justify the price.
We have been almost doing it.
I know, but I think if you can give a good enough breakdown of what you're giving them, then I don't know, it needs to justify itself really. But I do agree. I think we're in between the middle, aren't we?
Yeah, break down the services. They can see what they're paying for, and they can see what's involved. I suppose that comes with the site visit as well.
Can't believe we're splitting a beer.
It's only a little stubby one as well.
Look at that. Shocking.
Camera's there.
Oh yeah.
Thanks.
Where are we?
Give Jake the second half of the beer when it's warm. He likes it though.
I should have sat on it to warm it up.
That's funny.
You have a duty of care. Yeah, that's absolutely correct.
Done a little squeeze
You
on
have
that?
a duty of care, and they have a duty of care to make sure that... Is that a Gengar?
Yeah.
That we're right on their site as well. The USB stick contains cost sheets, SD sheets, template, RAMs, etc.
So with the job we went to quote today, it's literally a cherry picker job all the way around, which is intimidating for me. One, because I don't have an iPath yet, which is fairly easy to...
Super easy. It's a day course.
Yeah.
And it's fun. Like, it's a fun course.
Yeah, but it might not be like a fun job, especially around a school with like a health and safety guy watching your every move.
No, it'd be fine. They were so easy to drive. So easy to drive.
I'm just thinking of like access issues. If we can't get down that path, we're going to have to go all the way around. It's just going to add time onto the day.
No, you climb out and... You can climb out, walk in, just...
And like lift it over.
No, like climb out, stay strapped on here. You're good. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's really not that daunting. Once you have a little go, you'll be like, I don't know what I was worried about. You can just whip round in them.
The job itself doesn't concern me. I'm not worried about that. It's the logistics of, one, the paperwork, two, getting the equipment there on time, knowing that I've only got it for this many days.
That's where I come in.
Thrive.
Yeah, that's basically my job.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
like the amount of moving parts that go into the infrastructure projects around the UK is incredible. So it's really not that bad. Honestly, I'm not just saying that. I think anyone could do it. I just think you need to be, relatively assertive and organised. Organised the one.
I feel like I answer to them, but really they are answering to me, aren't they?
No, absolutely don't.
They need to provide me with.
Yes. Yeah. It needs to be there for the time that you told it to be there for.
And also the school as well. They should facilitate my work.
They facilitate your work, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that's where, like, you might, until you do a couple of those jobs, you might lack confidence with that until you get some of them real big ones under the belt.
I mean, I've done a couple of big ones, but,
I mean,
they're not using big equipment.
Yeah. But if you got a job, say, a couple of cherry pickers, a couple of vans, you'd really have to nail it.
Speaking of vans, are we buying another van?
You're the one with the money, not me. No, I'm joking. GT Access Bromsgrove. I don't think I've heard of them. We typically use nationwide platforms. They're very, very, very good. Never had a problem with them, actually. Nationwide platforms. I did iPath. I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to exit the basket to get on the roof, for example. You can exit the basket and get on the roof as long as you're clipped on with your harness. So, but, I mean, that's how we access a lot of roofs around the UK.
Because that's how else are you going to do it?
Yeah.
How else can you actually do the job if you can't get on the roof?
Yeah, normally you need roof access, but you can climb out, but you do have to be clipped on.
Cheers.
And a lot of the, especially the bigger boom lifts and some of the scissor lifts as well, they actually have riggers on at the bottom. So obviously for a lot higher stuff, you put the riggers out and scissor up. So
Dave, just regarding your message, I've actually already sent all the paperwork over for the school, so we're fine. I've asked if they need any more from me and they said no, so we're good to go. Dave's just done his Dave, did you say it's like a full restraint course? Full's restraint course?
Full restraint.
I think so. Where you
Hi Jake and bro. Hello Hooper.
Hooper.
Big Hooper.
They have a duty of care. They gave it to me last week. Dave, how do you connect that that nozzle to your water fed pole? Do you need a specific fitting for it, or is it like a generic one? Do you want to edit my website?
Not right now, no. That's nice sharing that beer, chaps. No, it's not, Fabian. He should have bought more, to be honest.
You weren't even going to drink tonight.
I know. But you twisted my arm.
I said I'm going to go buy a beer, and you tried to give me your fall arrest course. That's it. We were looking at that earlier, weren't we?
Yeah, fall arrest systems.
Hello, Woofty.
Coda on stream. That mighty head.
Let's start for today. again.
This is good.
Loves it.
I'm happy.
She smells.
No, she smells great. You smell great. Big woofer. Oh,
Dave met Cody the other day. Dave's got like 9 dogs.
9 dogs.
I think he's got 5. He's got one in his van on top of a heated water tank.
What, a dog?
The bed is on top of a heated water tank in the van.
In the van, on top of a heated water tank.
It's a Alsatian, I think, if I remember correctly. Imagine that. I'd sleep on top of a heated water tank. Haven't looked at it yet. I will have a look tomorrow and let you know. Cool.
What's that, the full arrest thing?
The little nozzle that Pure Seal gave us.
Oh, right.
You right, Mishi?
Yeah.
Sure?
Dave, what did you do on your fall arrest course? Was that like mainly the lines that you run and the barriers that you run?
I think you probably learn how to bolt
Yeah.
the eye hoops and stuff to walls, and then hook your harnesses on.
Yeah, right. And probably, I don't know if you use fall arrest blocks as well. We use a lot of those. Because what we tend to, the beauty of the projects we did before is we could access anywhere because we'd have a crane. So you've got your rigging on the crane, and you put your hook block on, and your fall arrest block over the hook.
You put a person up on a crane?
No. So you've got your block on the crane, and you've got your harness on the ground, and you attach your harness to the fall arrest block from the crane. So wherever the crane's jib is, which is obviously very high, you're always anchored from above.
So you can put that point anywhere.
Yeah, so you could walk on the roof, and you always clip to the crane. Or you could get so whenever we were getting down into big boats and stuff, you'd have to jib the crane over the boat, and if you wanted to walk on top of like a transformer or a generator or something, you'd just clip onto the crane.
What about the bit in between, walking to clip onto the crane?
Well, you're not working at height then. You clip on when you're on the ground.
Oh.
So, and then you either use a ladder or you climb, or, well, we don't climb.
What, when it comes to working at height, is there a separate form or health and safety thing for that?
Yeah, well, it's typically covered in your method statement and risk assessment. So you've got to explain how you're working at height and what you're doing to mitigate any potential fall.
But you don't need any specific qualifications to work at height.
Well, you do if you're using an iPath and.
But just getting up a ladder onto a roof, onto a safe roof.
No, it depends on the industry, because like a lot of, so for example, like a National Grid site, a lot of them won't let you use ladders. So it all depends on the site and what their requirements are and things like that. But working at height, there's you can imagine like a pyramid of mitigating like circumstances. So your ladder would be your last resort.
Oh, okay.
Your first would be like scaffolding, your second would be like a mute, your third would be like fall arrest equipment.
Just because it's the safest option doesn't mean it's the most viable when it comes to pricing.
No, not always, and that's where it comes in with, yeah, obviously pricing, and it's to do with common sense as well. You know, if you can use a ladder on a job, and the site lets you use a ladder, you're not going to go and hire a mute for the sake of it. You know, it's about being sensible.
Yeah. Thanks, Fabian.
Working at height regs.
Nice dog, mate. I have a golden retriever and 7 cats.
7 cats. Wow.
Dave's got the 3 dogs. He lost 2 this year. I remember.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Existing arrest systems, harness, how to clip on and move. Well, very basic stuff. Okay.
So this school that we're working on the 22nd, they've got an existing fall arrest system going around the whole roof.
I presume it's just a wire.
Yeah.
A metal wire that's been...
Yeah. And it means Dave can clean those solar panels from above. Stephen, welcome.
Yeah, you just clip on and you can walk along.
Yeah. Dave, did you think that really justified a course? And do you get some sort of certificate? Was it money well spent? Because that seems like fairly basic stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you said yourself it was pretty basic.
Yeah, I don't think that. I think when you get a bit more of a... Yes, they've got a whole act on it.
What are your thoughts about mobile card machines to take immediate payments from customers? I'm tight, and so I don't like monthly subscriptions. I don't like seeing a percentage of my wages go to another company. I think they're very convenient. They're great for things like salons, mobile hairdressers, all that sort of stuff. I personally I'd rather have a bank transfer, cash, check. I'd rather have a check over losing 1% of my income. I'd rather just take a check, scan it in on my phone, wait a couple of days for it to clear.
I don't think it's the right kind of business for a card machine.
Residential
personally.
stuff, just at the door. There you go, tap your card.
I mean, commercial stuff would all be done through invoices anyway. But
maybe a window cleaner.
Residential stuff, maybe a window cleaner, yeah, because it's low
Regular.
ticket. It's like 12 quid, like 10, 15, whatever hours a day. That would actually make more sense to me. But I think with this stuff, I don't know. I think bank transfer or cash is fine. Personally, it depends.
Yeah,
I'm the same. I wouldn't want to keep giving my money to the banks.
Yeah, card machines were very useful during COVID. Yeah, when people didn't want to handle cash and stuff.
Yeah, that's a fair one, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, that's kind of gone out the window now, isn't it, really? To a degree.
Yeah.
I did iPath, pretty sure, you know. That was the one.
Yeah.
Should we run up this quote or not?
I'm going to let you take...
Or should we share the map or...
Whatever you think.
Well, you're going to need to do the cameras.
Let's just click, look. Full screen, advert, desktop.
What do you think? Should I just show what we're quoting? Or what?
I don't mind. They've already got a quote in place. I don't think they're going to be taking any more after us. Let's just brainstorm it. Just work on it.
Does anybody actually want to see a live quote, first of all? Because
I think people find it quite useful every time I've done live quotes. To see how someone else does it.
Smash a poll out there.
In real time. A poll?
A poll. Is that what it's called? A poll.
Poll.
There you go. Jam roll.
Swamp was 20 quid for the machine. No monthly fees, just a 1.69 transaction fee. That's a lot.
It's not.
It is.
It's not.
I'm so tight, and I.
Yeah, it's not. £1.69 off a £100 sale.
Nobody has paid by card since I got it though. Everyone's done bank transfer.
I think bank transfer just... Would you lay out your bank account and sort code on your leaflets? No. No, I wouldn't put your bank in it. I don't think it's necessary because a leaflet is like a marketing material to get leads and get work. Like, they don't need your bank account because you've not, so let's say you give 800 leaflets out and let's say you get 2 leads. Why do the other 798 people need your bank details? It doesn't really make much sense to me.
Yeah.
Just lay it out on an invoice, or what Jake's got, which is very useful in my opinion, is he keeps a note on his phone that has his bank details and a review link, and you just copy and paste that off your phone and send that to your clients after you've finished.
It says, nice to meet you today. Here's my bank details, and it's got them listed. And then if you've got time, I'd really appreciate a review on either my Facebook or my Google page, and I've got both links. And that's pinned in my notes. Copy and paste it to every customer after I've done the job.
I've got an idea.
Okay.
Let's just quote. Would you guys rather see a residential quote or a commercial quote?
We've got to do...
I'm thinking we could just pick a building. Pick a local building.
Or we've got to do the nursery. That'd be an interesting one.
Yeah, it would actually.
Lots of different...
That's probably not a bad idea.
And I'll send the images to my drive so we can actually view the images as well on screen.
Yeah, that's
Have you got time? Are you chilling?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's a bit of a shame you've run out of beer, but...
I literally said to him, he said in the car earlier, he was like, so how long is this going to take then? And I went, I don't know, it's usually between like 1.5 and 3 hours. He's like, bloody hell, is this Joe Rogan?
One of each would be interesting. I have a leaflet that I leave for customers who are out with my bank details on it. On the other side is a flyer with different services I do. Is that squeaky clean, Dave? So Dave, is that customers that you've Is that customers that who are out? Sorry, who are out? Yeah, so they can get home, check your leaflet, and give you bank details. Yeah, that makes sense as well. I mean, we just tend to do it over message. But is Dave offering window cleaning services? Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would make more sense. That existing customers. That makes sense if you do windows as well, because it obviously it's low ticket, high volume. So that would make a lot more sense. See, whereas we don't tend to do windows, do we? So.
What I'm considering doing, since we did that first clean, windows and frames, it's a one-off clean. We're not returning to clean that chap's windows.
Yeah.
The one in Worcester.
Yeah.
I'm considering offering those first cleans, but I don't have pure water, and so I'm always concerned about leaving streaks or watermarks. So I might just get a couple of containers of pure water, just down the side of the shed for when we need them, just to do the last rinse. Yeah, after we've soaped up all the windows, rinse it with pure water. I think that might be useful.
Google Drive.
Yeah, I'm just downloading some pickies.
Oh, right. Yeah, so what we'll do, we'll quote that nursery. So we visited a nursery today. It's actually a friend of ours. So yeah, it's considered a commercial quote, but it's slightly bigger than a house. It's a little bit bigger than a house, isn't it?
There's a couple of other bits. It's not just gutters.
Yeah,
it's
not
pressure
just
washing.
gutters. We've got a bit of pressure washing to do, and they want their driveway doing. So it will probably be kind of a half and half type quote, I think. Jake's just downloading the images, and then should we just nail it? I'm gonna have to put pen to pad, but not on camera. I know.
You love a bit of pen to paper, don't you?
I like the physical aspect of it. Just love the smell of the ink. No joke.
Can you type? What's the date?
I don't know. 11/12/23. Yeah. So, are you sharing that or not? Not yet.
I will.
Just open all three images. Yeah, that's it. Juice.
You love micromanaging me.
Yeah, I know. I can't.
Relax.
Have you had anyone late on payment?
Only schools and care homes.
I'd interject there and say, technically, I don't think they're late on payment. Normally, these businesses, they have 30-day payment terms. So, whereas
they've got their own payment terms, they do whatever they want.
Yeah. So most businesses, as a standard, is 30 or 60 days. Most companies use 30. Some do use 90 for bigger spend. But, Jake's payment terms are obviously either on completion or 7 days. What I've learnt in the past is you follow the payment terms of whoever's the bigger fish.
Yeah, that's a good way.
That's what I've learnt in the past.
Yeah.
If you're a big company, then you can leverage your authority and tend to get payment terms down. Boom. So this is the building that we looked at today. What were the gutters that you said they were?
They're like deep valley gutters where they're not quite a box, but they're also not flat gutters. They're about that deep,
yeah.
And they've got steps going down inside, and then they're quite difficult to actually get down into the very base of them. And so, I think having a ladder up there or a camera system to just double check that we've actually done the job properly is going to be very useful on that one.
And the access, I mean, it's actually pretty high as well. We get the triple ladders up there, but I think that was a good 8 or 9 meters, wasn't it? It was fairly, not 8 or 9,
not that much,
maybe 6 or 8 meters.
But just having the triple ladders now, I feel so much more versatile.
Yeah.
Imagine not having them on the jobs we've been doing.
Yeah, I actually prefer them over the doubles, to be honest.
Yeah.
I used to sit on that container as a kid, just to throw it out there. This is the other angle.
You see the growth at the top.
Yeah, a little bit of bushwhacker there, a little forest there, some vegetable gardens, a downpipe. This is the front. So you can see there's a low level gutter each side and a high level gutter.
He's asked us just to pressure wash this wall to get all the chalk off it.
Yeah, to get all the chalk, 'cause the kids are writing on it. This is a car park. So,
Also, go back to that last image.
sorry.
I've also said to him, he's a friend of ours, and he said he's got one of them whizzy brushes, those power brooms. And I said, can I have a go? I want to clean this AstroTurf on the ground, and I want to have a go on one of them whizzy brushes, just so I got a bit of experience with it.
Whizzy brush.
And he said, yeah, do it. I'll send you a picture. I'll let you borrow it on his property.
Yeah, we've got this little bit of pressure washing here.
Block paving, pressure wash and resand.
And you wanted some of the weeds removing as well. We said we could do that. There's that low level gutter. And then there's also, there's a car park area where we said we'd sweep the stones back and do a bit of weeding, didn't we? Just to help them out.
That slabbed area is never going to look as good.
No.
It's never going to have looked as good after I've cleaned it. They've never had it looking that good until after I've...
I don't know what you're trying to say. You've not cleaned it yet?
I'm going to clean it really well. And then they're not going to have...
They're not going to know what to hit them.
Yeah.
So quoting this, I think I'm just going to... Shall I just pull up a bit of an email and try and do my work on there or what?
Yeah.
And I want Google Google Earth, I think.
Okay. Do it.
Do I need to do separate tabs or what?
Do you know the address?
I don't need to. I'll just zoom in.
Okay. Can we just 2 seconds?
Do you want a full send, full page? Just get a new Earth.
How?
New. There we go. See you, Dave. Cheers for tuning in.
Cheers, Dave. Have a good one, mate.
Spotless water, you eat pure with traditional squeegee. Have you had anyone let on payment duck water? Duck water? Yeah, I'll do it.
Sorry, this is really frustrating you, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Cool. So, you know what? Just go. So what we like to do, where possible, we've obviously already visited site. It's very local to us. I also like to get some measurements off Google Earth. If I can find it, bear with me.
How's dinner? Nice.
Where's this? Where's the other?
Are you struggling to find it?
No, the satellite thing. What? Where's the satellite image?
What do you mean?
You can get the satellite image as well, can't you?
Layers.
Don't know. Where are we? Is that it? Oh, I see.
There.
Here we are. So, this is obviously the building.
You could pretty much measure the perimeters.
Yeah, you can.
For the gutters.
So we like to use this tool up here, and that just allows you to. Was there one down the right that side?
It doesn't really matter because there's lower level gutters and higher level,
Yeah, true.
but not on all parts. So we're just going to rough it.
So this just gives you a rough idea. It gives you perimeter and your area. So obviously for the gutters, we'll just use the perimeter, which is about 55 meters.
I think Google Maps sort of hides its measuring tool a little bit.
Yeah.
They're all quite clear on Google Earth as to how to use it and stuff.
So if we just refer back to the pictures, we've got that goes all the way around the perimeter. You've got a small gap there. Oh, that's cool. And you've got a small gap up there. But obviously you've got this lower level stuff, and it goes all the way around there. So for this quote, we'd say that the lower level stuff basically covers the gaps in the higher perimeter. So 56 meters for the perimeter. Should I close that?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm butchering this. So if we go 56 meters, let's just say 55 meters for clarity. So what did you say you charge generally? £2.50 a meter.
Yeah. Yeah,
Roughly.
I'm not set on that price.
I know that's not a fixed price, but this is kind of how we kind of go through it in our head.
Yeah.
So you've got 55 meters by 250, which is what?
137.50.
137.50.
That's actually reasonable.
It's actually not a bad price. Typically,
we roughed about 175 for that though.
Yeah, we did. So
maybe we go £3 per.
Typically, for residential stuff, that would be the more £2.50 type. Oh, that's nice.
£3.
So the £3 is what?
No, for that one.
160.
Yeah. Change it.
Yeah, no. I'm just looking at something. The £3 is what, Mark? 165.
Who's Mark?
But this is just, I'm just trying to lay it how I do it on my head. So typically with residential stuff, we'd charge it around £2.50. Seems cheap for very deep gutters. I agree. I'm coming to that. So £2.50 is what we typically charge for residential, or we'd charge £40 a side. We're basing this on 4 sides.
40, 80,
there's the higher and lower. So 4 sides would actually bring us out at 160.
Yeah.
Which
we're about right there.
Which seems fair. And then what we like to do is, obviously you've mentioned there's very deep gutters, and the access is not difficult. It's just high, which I don't really think on this particular job we'd add anything extra for access.
I think it's fine, access all the way around.
Yeah, but I think what we would do is probably put a little bit on for the, because you can't foresee any problems that we're going to have with the deep gutters without getting up there.
And also, something to consider, all the waste being removed. They've got a big bin for it on site as well, so we don't need to worry about taking any waste away. Yeah,
so my figure is 20% for awkwardness.
20?
Sometimes that can be a bit high.
That's a lot.
In this case, that brings you out at 198, which I think is too high. But we was around the 180 figure, wasn't we, originally? So that would be £15 for access issues. Or no, not access issues, but the gutter issues, in case the gutters are awkward. Which is probably more like 10%. So 10%, £16.50. So another 15 quid gets you to 180.
You're just saying numbers now.
10% of that.
Yeah, it's just like...
It's 165.
It's too much for me.
So yeah, to break it down, 10% of 165 is 16.50.
Do you have a wide gutter back bend that allows you to reach over the gutter edge? The poles that I've got at the moment, the standard ones, are absolutely fine. You can actually, rather than pushing the nozzle all the way up into the silicone joiner, you can bring it right down and then clamp it in place. So I've got enough. They're not that deep, where it's like a deep box gutter over a ridge or something. They're just slightly deeper than your standard residential gutters.
So, just to recap on how we derived that price, we're looking at £3 per meter, which is roughly £40 a side. That brought you out to 165, and then we've added 10% on just for any potential issues with the
deep valley gullies.
Deep valley gully, Willy Wally gully, and the I think 20% can sometimes come out a bit too much. Still think it's cheap for a commercial job. I do agree, Ched. However, as we did say, it's a commercial job, but it's a small commercial job, and not only that, it's one of our friends, and we've been friends for quite a few years, haven't we, both of us?
I've never really spoke to him. I think you've been
I have then, but
you've been good mates with him for a long time, haven't you?
Yeah. So we kind of don't mind, and not only that, where we can, we like to price low, because he wants the car park doing, which, as you can see from the photo from maps, it's actually quite a big area.
It's like if he goes for all the work, I don't mind pricing low on the gutters.
Yes, yeah.
But
so, I mean, that wall, okay, it's not huge, but the car park's actually a fairly decent size.
I think we're only doing the perimeter of the car park, weeding. I don't think we're pressure washing.
No, we're not pressure washing the whole car park now.
Mm.
But we want to pressure wash that slab there, and
We'll
sweep all the stones back. And
can we price this wall?
Yep.
What's the area? What's the measurement from that to that? And
So-
we're going to guesstimate square meterage now. It wasn't from there.
Oh no,
that's the
sorry,
gate.
it wasn't from there. Yeah. So the wall
To
about there, wasn't it?
the corner there. Yeah, there.
About there.
You're bad at this. It's
I
clearly not a line, like a straight
I
line.
got wonky hands. It's about 10 meters. Right.
10 meters by. Let's go back to them images.
Well, I remember I actually stood next to the wall, and I was about here. That's 183. I'm 183 centimeters. I am. So you could probably confidently say 2.25 meters. That's how I work. I use my height. Why not?
He's constantly like pacing things out and like walking
Yeah.
and saying that's
Step
about
everything.
1, 2, 3 by 3.
Absolutely.
That's
Why Google Earth over Google Maps? Personally, I've always used Google Earth, mainly because you can create projects in Google Earth. Now, I'm not sure if you can do that in Google Maps.
so you can do multiple measurements on one project.
Yeah, so we've just showed one measurement there, but you can overlay measurements, and you can almost create like a... So I used to use Google Earth for what we call route reports, and I used to measure along a route every bridge and the height of the bridge and the width of the bridge, so I could put a route onto a map on Google Earth and almost like overlay different location markers, and I've just used it ever since then. I think it's really good, and I think they update it more recently as well.
So what we're saying, 10 by 2
Seems cheap for very deep gutters.
You,
Are they very deep? Very, very deep?
they're not very,
They're
very
not
deep.
very, very deep. I think they're just a bit deep.
What's 2.25 times 10?
225, isn't it? 250.
You laughed at me for not knowing that, and you
Yeah,
just
but
said
it's times 10. Come on. Just move the decimal point.
Oh yeah.
Do you have wide gutter vac bend that allows you... Oh, you've read that, haven't you?
So 22. So it's not a big area that.
If he goes for all jobs, same invoice, then give a discount. If he goes for all jobs, same invoice, then give a discount. See, I think our approach is more... Because if you give him a high price up front, I think he's less likely to go for the work. Because he doesn't know he's going to get a discount.
Yeah.
Whereas I think if you're going a little bit lower, and I mean, what is it? What do you say? 180. I don't think 180 is unreasonable for that. It's bigger than a house, but it's not. Apart from getting up the ladder, it's not that much different, is it?
No. This pressure washing job here on this wall doesn't meet my minimum pressure washing requirement.
Which is
So
what?
it comes out at 77 quid, but my minimum to get the pressure washer started up is 125 quid.
I wouldn't charge that. I wouldn't charge 77 quid for that. That's way too cheap.
125 minimum charge. They got literally a water supply right there, power supply just above for the gutter vac.
I think, well, if you've got a minimum charge of 125 quid, then I think that is a good example to use the minimum charge.
Sweet. Stick that on then.
So where did you derive that minimum charge from, or did you just pluck it?
Experience, I guess, and
It's got to be worth your while, hasn't it?
yeah, the smallest job is going to cost you fuel to get there, time to set up, whether it takes you 5 minutes or 20 minutes to pressure wash a patio or whatever, and then disassemble your equipment,
Yeah, it's quite a
fuel home. Like it's still
Yeah, absolutely.
minimum an hour's work to go and pressure wash something. Minimum.
Projects equals good, thanks. Good, thanks. Oh,
He's saying projects. Good. Google Maps. Google Earth. Projects equals good.
oh, he's saying thanks. Sorry.
I'm about the same price for commercial properties. I did a 250 metre gutter clean at 750 quid, but they were getting charged 1,200 quid.
Increase my prices to keep them as they are. See, and again, that's commercial properties. So 250. What you at there? You're at £3. Is that £3?
I mean,
that's £3. So
regardless of what that other person's quoted or what work they've had done previously, are you happy with that money for the job that you've just done?
and that's what Jake's very good at, but I'm not. So I like to try and extract, as much money as possible. Whereas Jake's happy with, he kind of breaks it down into what he's being paid in the day. And when you do it like that, you can actually be a lot more humble, can't you? You can be a lot more humble with your pricing.
It's also giving the customer value and just not overcharging for the sake of it.
Yeah, it's like smart exterior.
I want to win more work, and
Yeah.
how much work does that other company win, do you think, compared to...
So smart exterior, the way I'd look at that is 250 metres of a gutter clean, so that's £3 per metre. So that's exactly what we've charged there. And are you happy with 750 quid for a day's work?
That's less than a day's work.
A half day's work, depending on how easy the run is. Like,
if it's high level stuff, that's going to be a lot more difficult.
Yeah, high level. Yeah, bit of a backbreaker as a 3-story. Okay,
that's cheap.
So it's cheap. You can charge a bit more because of the access and the 3-story. But when you actually break it down into, is it enough for me for a day's work? Okay, it's a hard day's work, but are you happy with 750 quid for a day? Because I would be.
I don't know if that's a day's work being a 3-story building. Low level stuff, you can get that done pretty quickly, but high level stuff, I don't think you might not get that done in a day.
Smart exterior, did you get that done in a day or not? Just out of interest.
When buying my gutter vac, not sure poles will reach. Does your gutter vac reach? I've got the full kit. I've got 10 poles, which is 40 feet.
Is each pole a metre?
1 metre, 1.2 metres.
Each pole's 1.2 metres. How many poles you got?
10.
I don't know what you're asking me for. No. But you've got the aerospace aluminium grade poles that are a lot lighter. Drinking the warm beer. Bit of a backbreaker. I did it in one day.
12 metres, 40 feet. Yeah.
And smart exterior, as you said there, you did it in one day. Yeah, it was probably a rough day. You needed a bath after. But 750 quid for a day's work.
You're using their power. You're not using any materials. Are you taking waste away with you? Because if you're not, you've done a good price there. If you are having to then take all the waste away with you, then there's a separate conversation. And
the reason, you might feel you've underpriced yourself a bit because they were charging 1,200, but you've charged 750. They'll probably have you back. It's 3 stories. You could have put on an extra 100, 150 quid for access issues, and you'd have still won the work. But you live and learn.
And also, how many people's wages is that other company paying?
I was about to say that.
Sorry.
Some people earn 750 quid in half a month, and you've just done that in a day.
Yeah. Other people earn 1,200 quid a day.
No waste was left on site, so I'd be happy with that personally. And that's where you've got to humble yourself, haven't you, a little bit.
Smart exterior. Do you ever ask the customer if they've got a compost pile or a garden waste bin or anywhere that you can dump this moss? Because personally, I think it's not very eco-friendly to actually take that moss away and dispose of it at a site or whatever. It's much more eco-friendly to leave it on site.
Yeah, we like a compost pile, don't we?
A mulch compost pile, some flower beds. Like, I always encourage the customer to hold on to it because it's not bad. It's all good stuff.
Yeah, always. Yeah, it's not bad stuff. It's good stuff.
It's all good stuff. That's our line, isn't it?
Don't call me mulch.
It's all good stuff.
So we've derived the jet wash wall, and I mean it's not a huge job. It's it's a very local job. It's 1 minute for us.
He might look at that and think 125 quid to wash that wall.
And he might do.
Let's drop it down to 95. I'm happy. 95 quid.
But you just said you
if we're getting all the other work as well, I'll be very happy at 95 quid.
You contradicted your minimum charge there.
Minimum charge to do just pressure washing work?
Yeah, if you get the rest of the work.
95 quid. Because that sounds expensive looking at it now. Does anyone else have these internal conversations with themselves? You put a quote down and you think, you leave it for 5 minutes and you come back and think, that looks wrong.
Can we know what you think in the chat, whether we think 95 or 125 for that wall? I'll bring the picture back up on screen so you can see, but I'm just intrigued. And bear in mind, it's 1 minute from our house and there's a jacket potato shop next door for lunch. Like, that's a pretty big factor, to be honest.
That's going to take me 20 minutes to clean down the wall.
It's not even washing all that hypo down the drains. A bucket full of moss in the bin isn't as bad. Yeah.
Washing all that hypo down the drains? Who uses hypo when they're clearing gutters? It's not eco-friendly washing all that hypo down drains, though. A bucket full of moss in the bin isn't as bad.
A bucket of moss a day?
See. Compared...
Sorry.
Go on.
There you go.
Compared to pressure washing, it's not eco-friendly, you mean?
When doing drives.
I see what you're saying. When I'm thinking about taking waste away, I'm just thinking, what a shame to not use all this stuff.
Steep considering you're getting the other work.
You reckon?
So 125 is steep, or 95 is too cheap.
We don't know we're getting all the other work, by the way.
Yeah, 95 plus 2 jacket spuds. See, you know what? I'll meet you in the middle.
95 and 1 jacket
95
spud.
and the spuds are your treat.
Mine?
Your treat. You gotta treat me.
Why am I spending?
Why not? 95. 95 plus 2 jacket spuds. Cheese and beans. Absolutely. Jet wash wall.
I don't think I've ever washed chalk off a wall. It's not going to be difficult, is it? It's not going to have stained.
Nah, not chalk.
No.
You can lick it off. And then, do you think we just quote this as a wanna? Patio, front block paving, and weeding.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Or do you want to do...
I don't want to measure it.
You don't?
I can eyeball that.
I'm going to measure it.
Okay. What?
I can't, really. See, this is the kind of thing I'd have paced out, but we were having a good old yarn, weren't we?
Get them to pay you in warm beer. Not a bad idea.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no
He's
thanks.
good for it, isn't he, to be fair?
The only thing I would say is you have to enjoy it. We didn't measure this today because we were having a good old yarn. Enjoying ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Sorry, different topic. Guttervac, can I ask the customer to use his electric or be professional by a generator? We always use the customer's electric.
Yeah.
Unless they're either not there or unless there's no power supply nearby.
Get yourself a nice long extension lead.
Wix. If you get the 10% trade discount at Wix, all you have to do is sign up online.
What, for an extension lead?
For everything.
Oh.
They do a 50 metre.
Real. Bosh.
So.
That's 30 metre.
Thank
34.
you. Thanks.
No, I'm just looking.
Cheers. 50 metres, 49 quid, so you can get that with 10% off. So £44. Here it is.
£44.10.
I think you can sign up as a tradie. You can either do it in store or online. Get you 10% off. 50 metre extension.
Jenny means you can set time you do job.
Time you do job.
I mean, we always run. I mean, a lot of the houses now they have outdoor power, I think, and then the ones that we don't, we just run the cable. We run extension cable through the window, or. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. If no one's in, you could always take a generator. But I don't think we've had to do that yet, have we?
I've had to do it on one job when the customer weren't home. Always completely unreal, the extension cable. Yeah, so there's a little sign on the side of the extension reel that says you can use this reel at, I think, 900 watts wound up fully with the cable, or 2,300 watts totally unwound. So it actually gives you like a
Bit of fat.
bit of fat.
Go on, talk to me.
Stick a bit of fat on it.
Block paving, patio, and weeding, I'm going to call it.
If we're doing, should we just say all pressure washing work?
No, because I don't want him to think he's getting the whole drive done.
I don't want him to think.
So, tell you what then.
I don't want him to look at each price, each area, and think, I'm going to get that done, but I won't get that done.
I don't think he will, because it's not high. It's not high ticket stuff, is it?
Mm.
And he wants it doing. He's getting a little bit of government funding, you know.
Yep.
Pressure washing. So let's say patio.
Don't put jet wash wall. We don't say jet.
Sorry,
We say pressure. Jet washing is unprofessional.
I'm a noob. Pressure washing, patio, block paving, plus weeding. Yeah.
Yep.
Weeding. The thing is, we want to do the weeding in the treatment, don't we?
We can't offer weed killing, by the way.
Right. Patio, block paving.
Discount for all jobs done at the same time. Ooh, that's not a bad idea at the end.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I'd like to slightly inflate the price if we're going to offer a discount. Personally, I'd definitely put that back
For a
to
friend. You're a
Yeah,
scumbag.
it's still got to be worth our time, worthwhile.
You're an absolute scumbag.
I'm not. Okay, but a 5% discount doesn't excite me. Even a 10% discount doesn't really excite me. And the problem is, if you're up at, let's say the next job's, I don't know, 200 quid, you're up at 450 quid for all the work. What are you saving? 45 quid on a 10% discount.
So that's good for the customer.
Is it?
Still a day's work for us.
It's like 2 large cods.
Why'd you convert everything into food?
I don't know. It's just the easiest way to do it. I think I'm overpaying for my cod as well. No, but £45 isn't exciting for a discount, in my opinion.
Not when you're in his boots.
Exactly.
It is in your boots. Your skin.
It's fine. I'll live skin.
Come back with your...
Just a backpack and some holes in my socks. And I'm not even joking. Look at that.
Have you actually got... have you been wearing them all day?
Yeah. No, not all day. 20% discount for all jobs works. Mainly domestic though. 20% discount, that's 90 quid. And we're quickly down from 450 down to 380. No, not even that. Less than that.
20% discount.
Yeah, that's...
Let's price it up first.
Yeah. Patio and block paving. Talk to me.
Talk to me.
What do we think?
We've got to resand that block paving. That's going to be quite difficult this time of year to find a dry day.
I'm going to put pressure wash patio.
Pressure wash patio. I reckon
Pressure wash patio and
150 quid.
block paving.
Minimum charge is 125.
Resand block paving. No, resand block paving, yeah?
And resand, yeah.
And resand. 150 quid.
It's not a big area. Go back to the picture.
I know it's not a big area now.
Go to the block paving in front of the...
Yeah. Or resend. That's great, Chris. Hello guys, love the channel. I have been cleaning gutters and fascias for a year. Part-time side hustle, all from my car. Recently I've done some driveways with the Karcher K4. Should I upgrade?
Absolutely.
Go.
You're going to see an absolutely monstrous difference going from a Karcher K4 to any petrol pressure washer.
Yeah.
Wait, the K4 is electric, isn't it? Can you just Google Karcher K4, please?
Karcher K4.
Pretty confident it's a electric one.
K4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to notice an incredible difference going from that to any petrol pressure washer.
Yeah.
Go for something ideally around... If you don't want to deal with having a water tank, if you haven't got a van, you don't want to deal with having a water tank in your car or in your van as like a buffer. If you're struggling for space and stuff, go for something around about between 9 and 13 litres per minute. Because if you get a pressure washer that pushes out more water than that, you're going to need a buffer tank to accommodate. If the customer's tap doesn't give you that much water,
that's nothing.
Your pump's going to be starved of water, essentially.
Peter Piper picked a pressure washer.
So
26 plus 11.
Any petrol pressure washer with the appropriate turbo nozzle, you'll notice a wild difference.
And congratulations for doing it out your car for a year, part-time side hustle. That's ace.
I was doing it out of Sophie's RAV4 for 6 months before I got my van. Literally within 6 months, I realised, yes, this is what I want to do.
Where are you from, Chris? Just out of interest.
Can you not rub your arm against me?
You're like on my chair.
True.
Like, you're on my chair.
Okay.
So what we're saying? Block paving, sand.
It's not a big area.
And a little bit of woofter there.
150 quid. I'm happy with that.
It's about 40 metres squared, wasn't it? So 4, 4, 16. So that's about £4. Slightly less.
Is that about right?
I actually don't think that's a bad price.
Thanks, brother.
But it wouldn't incline me to add a discount personally.
No, because these are bare minimum prices, aren't they, really?
They are. They're friendly prices.
Yeah.
Like, would be a so just to throw it out there, if this was a commercial business and not like a friend, we'd probably be a little bit more aggressive with our pricing. Not massively, but a little bit. I think the gutter clean's pretty bob on. The pressure washing the wall, we reduced from 125 down to 95, which I think is the right move, but I mean, it depends if you want to use your minimum charge or not. And the pressure washing the patio and the block paving, it's not a huge area, it's very local, there's jacket potatoes, so it's kind of like, you know.
Hooper, when you say the K4 is about the same price, if you look at the power and the flow difference between those two machines, I think you'll probably find that the Parker pressure washer is putting out a lot more water. So it's not just down to like petrol costs; it's down to speed as well. You're gonna do that job so much quicker with a petrol machine. The difference will be unreal, literally.
No discount, fair price for a friend who is getting help with funding. Absolutely agree. It's a nursery, so they get a certain amount of funding, although it's been slightly cut this year or next year. I believe he said that the government do allow him to allocate 25% of his funding to restoration of the building and looking after the premises and maintenance. So
Ched makes a good point.
Ched does make a good point. Has a friend done any discounted work for you? I know they're a friend, what's your income? You could probably do other jobs as paying full price. In fairness, I've never had to have any work done from him, but I think he probably would, yeah.
Look after you?
Yeah. You know, within reason. I'm a strong believer that everybody has to get paid, everybody has to make a profit. I don't think $4.25 is an unfair price for that. I think I don't think that's far off, to be fair.
We've not considered cleaning the AstroTurf there, using his machine.
Yeah, but I think that was more of an additional extra, wasn't it, rather than a...
Yeah. Yep.
That's more of a... I think you could charge that on a time type basis, but I wouldn't add that to this quote.
Okay. Do we send this over by text now?
Yeah, so again,
and we might get a live...
Any other commercial businesses, we would obviously send with an email, but this is our friend, local friend, so we'll copy and paste this.
Did you start a side hustle with the 6 months?
And send it on WhatsApp.
Yeah, I was doing pressure washing on the side for about 6 months before I got a van, and then about another 6 months. I think another 6 months after that before I left my job. It took me like a year to leave my job, basically. Maybe a bit more, I can't remember. Yes, exactly. The 190 quid price being around the same as you will pay for a 7 litre per minute or so K4 means it's the way better choice. The Parker was 11 litres per minute. I was saying chuck the K4 and buy the Parker. Right, sorry. Yeah. When you said just factor in the petrol cost, yeah, sorry, I thought you were just saying they're very similar because they're a similar price, but I know what you mean. Yeah, sorry.
Should I put we're actually quoting on live stream? If you've no. So obviously, again, it's a friend, not a commercial business, so it's a bit of an informal, bit of text to go with our pricing.
Are you working this week?
No.
Should I say we can?
I wouldn't suggest a date.
We can start on Friday.
No, because if the school comes in and wants us to do Friday, that's the priority.
We can just tell him that. Move it around.
Then you're messing him around. Just he might not want it yet.
It'd be nice to get it in this week.
It's up to you. So yeah, as I was saying, a bit of an informal bit of text to go with the pricing. Obviously, he's just a friend, so do you want to pull that up on you? Oh, you're not putting it on the screen. That's right.
I'm based in Wirral.
Normally, we'd do a little bit more of a formal email. We do use quotation sheets as well for our bigger clients. Boom, sent.
See what happens. Who's Wirral?
Wirral. I know where the Wirral is. That's near Liverpool. Oh, it just says it's next to Liverpool. No, I do know the Wirral.
That's really helpful. Getting a lower flow rate and using the tap. Love the exterior cleaning. I'm at a point now where a van and a petrol machine are pricey.
Well, they do offer 0% finances in certain way, and I know finance isn't always a lot of people's preference, but if you've not got the capital available to just go and buy equipment, 0% financing is a good option.
As a fledgling business,
we have different views.
If you've not got any customers lined up, you're really going to take on 4 or 5 grand's worth of finance.
So that's not very much, in my opinion.
As a fledgling business that's not earning any money.
Well, just for people watching, me and Jake have worked out that you're very risk adverse, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very
risky.
Yeah, I take bigger risks, and I always have done.
But at the same time, those aren't your risks when it comes to monetary.
No, but I know for me, I would take that risk. Like I know for a fact. Wolseley Village. Where are you from as well, Ched? Just out of interest. I was saying earlier when we started the stream that I've got 48,700 email addresses for all of the UK.
Are we going to talk about it?
And maybe we could send out some to your local areas to see if we can win some business for you.
We should offer this to the chaps in Discord.
Yes.
Get their locations.
Agree. Yeah, I agree actually. I like that.
They're paying to be members of the channel.
Move to Kent. Right.
Let's get everyone's locations, send some global emails.
Yeah, see this is the thing. Ched's in Kent. Chris is in Liverpool. They're not going to be directly affecting or competing.
I think Ched actually works for another exterior cleaning company.
Right. That's what I mean. We won't be directly competing. We're not going to be driving down to Kent to try and do work.
No.
Kent, sorry.
Ched, are you ever thinking about going out on your own? I think we might have had this conversation last time. I can't remember. Or are you happy doing what you're doing?
But there's no reason why the Discord members can't have access to this mailing list, and we can provide them with a lot of contacts around their local area.
All we'll be sending them is public information. It's
yeah, but it's
hard to find.
It's not easily accessible public information.
Yeah, so it's just email addresses. Essentially, Zach has found no
yeah. a spreadsheet.
You want to talk about it?
Just found a spreadsheet.
Well, he's found email addresses for pretty much every pub, every school, every nursery, every hospital, every care home in the UK. We've been sending some generic emails out in our local area, and he's actually been pulling in work, which you've been here 2 weeks, and that's insane that it's working.
Yeah, I think the beauty of it is we have different angles of approach, and I think both angles work, which is nice because they're different. We're not overlapping. Is that legal? Yeah.
It's all public information. I'm doing all like the social media stuff. You're doing like the behind the scenes emails, commercial jobs.
Yeah, like, and the thing is, like, I would stress, like, let's say you send out 500 emails, it's needle in a haystack type thing. Like, if you send out 500 emails that takes you 10 minutes, if you get one job from that pays 200 quid, whatever, you've made your money. That's the way I look at it. It's needle in a haystack.
I mean, the jobs we're looking at are big ticket jobs.
Yeah, over 1,000, over 2,000, some of them.
And that's just from literally
Send that
5 minutes work.
Yeah, and it is 5 minutes work.
And these are customers that we would have never reached before.
Yeah. And it's repeat business as well. That's the other thing. It's like... Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
It's very clever.
You might send out 500 emails and you might get 2 or 3 responses, but it took you 5 minutes. And those responses, because of the email addresses that they are and the actual establishments they go to, it is generally going to be bigger work than like houses and stuff,
yeah,
like residential stuff.
Let me ask anyone in the chat right now who lives in an area.
Everyone.
Would you be interested in having a spreadsheet tailored to your area, filtered down with email addresses for, you know, local hospitals, local pubs, local schools, all that sort of stuff? Is that something that might interest you guys, being a business owner?
Funnily enough, you could actually sell it, but we're not going to.
Well, I mean, it'll be behind a paywall because it's for Discord members.
Oh, is it a paywall? Is it?
They pay to become part of the Discord.
Right. Okay.
Because
that makes sense.
They're channel members.
Yeah.
So,
is that legal? Yes, I would be very interested. Do you use Google Ads? I've done okay from that gutter cleaning. I was on Yelp, cancelled, didn't rate it. I've got experience with Facebook ads.
Didn't do anything for me.
I don't think they're very good. I've never used Google Ads. I've used Google AdSense, where you put ads on your website, and I didn't think much of that either. But I didn't have a high traffic website. What are you laughing at? Google Ads are expensive, not everywhere else. Absolutely.
Callum rates Google Ads. He says he paid quite a lot of money for Google Ads and he got quite a lot of work in return from it. But you've got to be very clever with how you do them, apparently.
Yeah.
Your keywords and your targeting certain areas and stuff.
So Conrad, Corey on cleaning, Smart Exterior, Carl.
I love getting
Alan.
live feedback.
That's
like
nice. Yeah, it is. Not started yet, but like the sound of that.
This is such a good community.
Yeah, it is. It's nice.
You didn't want to do this because you thought it was going to be rubbish.
No, I didn't think it was going to be rubbish. I don't want to sit. I don't like the idea of sitting on camera and talking. But I'll be honest, I've really enjoyed it. I'll probably do it again. But yeah, I'd rather do a bit more work. But I understand the social element of it, and I like the community. I think that's great. I think it's really nice that you've got people watching and they're contributing.
I was saying earlier, I think it's crazy how I click live and immediately there's 20 people watching me.
Yeah, it surprised me as well, to be fair. I thought we sat speaking to each other. I did. Seems great you both work and stuff out. You seem to work very well together. Thank you.
Oh, you haven't seen us argue?
Yeah. The thing is, we are extremely different people, aren't we? No, we are.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? It's like we do get on very well, but we are very different people. I'm quite hot-headed and aggressive. No, not aggressive, but I'm quite abrupt.
The thing I've been having difficulty with is you beat down everything I say.
Yeah.
When I suggest something, you're like, "What are you doing like that? Do this." And it's like
I've got a bit of a pace, haven't I?
But everything you say makes sense, so it's like hard to argue with it.
And I've got a pace as well, haven't I?
think you're trying to fill your own pockets for yourself, then help others out. Isn't that what everyone else is doing? But they're not
I think
trying
you're trying to help too. So, Lee, let me just lay down a quick example based on that. I do understand what you're saying in a way, but how much is the thing, the subscription thing? Just out of interest.
There's a couple of different tiers. Let me pull it up for you.
Well, just what's the basic tier? What's the top tier?
I mean, people wouldn't pay it if they didn't want to be a part of it.
I hope you've hid his passport. So you've got a support member, which is $2.99. You've got a circle member, which is $4.99. You've got a boosted member, which is $12.99. Let's go with $12.99. Let's say you're paying 20 quid. What is it, monthly or what?
Yeah.
Let's say you're paying 20 quid a month, right, Lee? Let me just break it down.
No, we don't need to do this.
No, I'm breaking it down in terms of the email thing.
Okay, well the email thing would be accessible at $4.99.
Okay, so let's say a fiver. But let's say one of those email addresses generates a lead that gets you a £100 job.
Yeah. And also you join in a community of people that are going to help you out on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Like we talk to each other every day.
The Discord's very good. I was actually quite surprised by that. Because I've not actually had much to do with that or seen it.
I keep telling you to download it and you won't.
I know. But you do all communicate on a daily basis. You know, you all help each other with quotes. You all show each other experiences. You show each other what jobs you've done. But
Lee, I don't know whether Lee's coming from a perspective of he thinks we're doing something wrong, or whether he's just making a comment. But everyone doing something online or everyone running a business is trying to make money. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm not trying to make money. I wouldn't have subscriptions turned on if I wasn't trying to make money. I wouldn't have adverts turned on my videos if I wasn't trying to make money. I wouldn't be running my own business. Like, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you.
It's good.
Of course I'm trying to make money.
To be different as you get a balance. Jake, I hope you've hid his passport. To be honest, I don't even think I know where it is.
How can you sell something that's not yours? It's information.
Yeah, information is
very
wealth.
It's very valuable. Like everyone's selling information.
Tell Google and Apple, how can you sell something that's not yours? It's everyone's choice to join or not. Absolutely.
You can Google every single individual business in your area, find their email address and compose it onto an Excel spreadsheet. All Zach has done is he's found the locations for all of these email addresses and pulled them and filtered them.
Yeah.
It's no different.
But you can only sell it if you own it.
No, you're totally wrong, mate.
Yeah, that's not true. I could sell you that Google image on that screen if you were willing to pay for it. Yeah, hang on. I'll sell you that image for a £5 if you want to buy it.
Do you remember NFTs?
Yeah. Yes, that'd be nice. Let's do it and B&Q it. How can you sell something that's not yours? Lee, the YouTube videos are free, and to be honest, I was going to say there's a lot of free advice and experience on TikTok, on YouTube.
Everyone's choice to join or not.
Yeah, knowledge is power. Yeah. All I've done is done the legwork that other people aren't prepared to do.
Oh, Google Maps are copyrighted, so you can't sell that.
All right, I'll sell you my email address, Jed. Yeah, but we're not trying to sugarcoat it. You know, you could get those 500 email addresses, 1,000 email addresses. You could send out every one, and you might not get any responses. It's doubtful. Because who else is doing it? Who else has got the access to the information?
Do you know how many we've done versus how many responses we've had?
No, I could work that out, but I've probably sent over 1,000 emails easily.
But we've had like a good return, and they've been big ticket jobs as well.
The thing is, right, if you send 1,000 emails and you get one response and you get $2,000 out of it, and it's took me 20 minutes.
Yeah,
you know. That's the way I look at it.
That's marketing that I'd never even considered would work, or I wouldn't know how to start compiling emails. I'd have done it like I just did. I'd have gone through, found email addresses for each individual business.
Yeah,
and it had taken me weeks.
Jake has compiled his knowledge that he has gathered over the last 2 years and is now helping others so they get a good head start and don't need to go through the mistakes. Absolutely right, and you know, Lee, as you're saying. We're currently sat here. We've been sat here for 2 hours and 15 minutes talking about going through live quotes.
You should give them out for free. Time and information isn't free, mate. You can't. No. I mean, someone might find them and give them out for free, but
well, no. What you can do,
it's an asset. It's a supply and demand.
Like, no. What you can do if you want them for free, if you go on Yale.com and type in local businesses in your area, and you go to every single individual website and pull the email address off the website.
Also, you paid someone else to do that the other day.
Yeah.
You paid someone's kid to go through, and was it their kid?
Yeah. It's my boss.
And just search these places in Redditch, compile all the email addresses, and send them on a spreadsheet, and I'll give you some money.
Yeah, we're trying new things, trying different things, and some of them work, some of them don't. How many days a week do you guys work, gents? Are you flat out or steady?
5 days a week.
Yeah.
I take Tuesdays and Saturdays off. Last week was flat out.
Last week was rammed, but we are squeezing 5 or 6 things in a day.
Yeah, we're doing a lot every day. The jobs that I did last week, I'd have spread over the month, you know.
Yeah.
But
the thing is, with 2 of us, Chris, we've got a much higher throughput, haven't we?
It's so much better with 2 people.
It's a lot easier.
I've always had doubts as like, say for example, we go on a gutter job. My thought process before was, I've got 1 vacuum. So what's 2 people gonna? How's that gonna make a difference? I've got 1 pressure washer. How is 2 people gonna make a difference? But just you passing me equipment,
just feeding you,
getting stuff out the van, disassembling things. So you talking to the customer while I'm doing this.
Yeah, well, Jake will. So we've got a bit of a strategy at the minute when we pull up to a gutter job. Is Jake goes and knocks the doors and speaks to the customer, and by the time he's finished speaking to the customer, he's got the extension lead and plugs it in, and I've already set up the gutter vacuum.
Yeah,
and it saves probably 10 minutes, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if the job's 40 minutes, you save 25% of your time.
I think more than that.
Yeah. Hi Jake, you haven't talked about resin driveways. Wayne O'Sullivan.
Sorry, 2 seconds, Carl. I don't think Lee needs to go and watch something else. I'm very happy for people to have other opinions, and I'm very happy to talk about it. I don't want people to just not watch me because they disagree with something I'm saying. I think that makes for good conversation. So everyone's welcome, unless you start calling me all sorts of names and stuff.
Send me a list for London, Essex. I'll give you £10. Bargain. Should give them out for free. How big? Sorry, do you want to go back to Wayne O'Sullivan's comment? Because talk about resin driveways.
Where was that?
Just there, the top green one. Wayne O'Sullivan, down there.
You haven't talked about resin driveways. Fun fact, Wayne, I've never done a resin driveway. I've quoted one recently. She said the quote was too expensive, and so I never did it. But I told her I'm looking to get some more before and after pictures for resin driveways, and so I'm happy to do you a slight discount.
Is that what you said to her?
Yeah.
She didn't come back.
And I did it at a slight discount, and she said it was still too expensive. Well, more money than what she was expecting.
And for my personal knowledge, because I don't know, but what's the difference in the process for a resin driveway?
So resin takes a lot longer to rinse down after you've cleaned it, because the dirty water just keeps coming from underneath.
Right.
You can spray an area, and the new dirty water comes out from nowhere. And so this is what I've heard.
It's like a natural dirty water spring.
Yeah. And you can clean the surface of it. It's the rinsing down afterwards that takes the longest.
Yeah.
But with the chemicals that I know you have to use on them and stuff, like I'd really like to do one. It's very similar to that playground we quoted today.
Yeah, that was rubber though.
The spongy rubber playgrounds that are like brightly coloured. They're very similar, where you clean them, they come up beautifully, but it's the rinsing down that takes the longest. 2 people on a job is priceless. I disagreed 6 months ago. Ever since Sophie joined me on that first job, I was like, this is brilliant. I love having Sophie with me. I thought it was just because it was her. But now after working with you as well, it's like, just having like a second pair of hands is really, really useful.
Yeah.
And I don't think everyone's like you, though.
In terms of what?
If I had a shitty, if someone joined me that was lazy, that wasn't proactive, that wasn't really pulling their weight, that's not sending emails every evening because you just can't stop.
Yeah, but that's like a problem for me. No, I'm joking. No, it's
it wouldn't be as good.
No, I know what you mean, but you can't have that expectation of everyone else.
You care.
Yeah, but the thing is though, I care about every job I do. It's not just this one. I'm not saying that negatively, but I feel like that's why I've done well in my jobs previously. It's because I do really care.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I am like almost anxious about it. Like I need to do it.
But even now, paying you £100 a day.
Yeah, can you believe it? £100 a day. No, I'm joking.
You're a labourer.
I'm a labourer that sends emails at 9 o'clock at night.
But like, if I couldn't fathom paying someone £100 a day that was just sort of moping around, moving slowly,
No,
not good at talking to the customer, like
but
that's so much.
That's what you get for £100 a day, though. Typically.
That's so much money out of my pocket.
Yeah. I know. Understand that as a smaller entity.
The fact that you're actually pulling your weight and you're actually bringing in more work as well, I can justify that. And obviously, when we move forward and get more and more, bigger commercial work, you'd obviously end up being on a project manager's wage, or you'd end up taking a similar wage to what I'm taking at the moment. And
the thing about that is, you wouldn't get that service from someone for £100 a day.
Oh no,
like you wouldn't.
Absolutely.
I'm doing it because I'm your brother,
Yeah.
obviously. But when it started out as a side hustle, what was your best advertisement, Facebook or flyers? Can I answer this one?
Sorry.
And I don't even do any of the advertising or anything, but I know
not-
for a fact it's Jake's social media.
I've not had one lead from any flyers.
No, it's Facebook. It's his Facebook page, and I think it's TikTok as well. It's like the satisfying on TikTok.
It's all about reels now. Before and after pictures and reels.
Yeah, and you definitely do. That's where you do really well on social media, and that's the thing. Like, I don't think I could personally bring that to a business because I'm not a creative, whereas Jake is. So that's kind of a skill.
I'm not very business minded, but I'm fairly creative.
And I thought I'm business minded, but I'm not creative.
The harder bit for me has been learning business stuff.
Yeah, and that's the easy part for me, and you're the creative. Yeah.
How did you get on with the driveway that you had to go back to with the sand washed out? It's all in that video, to be honest. I washed the driveway. Storm Babette came in and absolutely ruined it.
Babette.
Yeah, and then I just brushed fresh sand into it, and I haven't heard back from him since, to be honest. I'm actually going to his birthday party. He's a old colleague of mine.
Birthday party.
We're going to his party.
Birthday parties.
We're going to his party on Saturday night. So
I didn't get the invite for that one. I must have missed that. It's probably still in the post.
I invited you to the Pure Seal party, and you didn't want to go.
I don't even know who it is. Can you do a quick breakdown of how you quote a pressure washing job? Price per square metre. Is sanding included, and the bags of sand? Any chemicals included?
Chris, I've got a little tool. If you go to smelt.club, type in your square meterage.
Do you want to share your screen?
Oh, sheesh. Smelt.club, type in your square meterage at the top here. 75 square meters. My base price, let's say about £3 per square meter for like a standard job that isn't block paving.
Yeah.
But if we are doing block paving, we might want to add the resanding on. Type in the cost of your bags,
And
wherever you buy your bags from.
yeah, don't labour that. Just do a quick Google search and don't make it complicated. Just find a cheap bag of sand online.
I get mine from Travis Perkins, kiln dried sand. You can also add the labour involved in resanding a drive.
It's like a multiplier. That
It doesn't take you as long to pressure wash the drive, but you don't want to underestimate how long it's going to take you to resand a driveway, because it's fairly hard work to do it properly and not leave sand everywhere. An average 50 square metre drive will probably take you about 20 to 30 minutes to resand on a good day, on a good dry day. This will give you an estimation of bags required. This is set at the moment
3 bags full
at 15 square metres per bag. That's a very rough figure, so take that with a pinch of salt. This is just going to give you it depends on the width of the joints and all that sort of stuff, so just take that into consideration. And if you're not happy with this price down here, just have a play with your base price.
Yeah.
Change that to £3.50 maybe, and see if that feels any better for you.
So
once you've got a structure, my price for block paving is actually £4 per square metre. So if you look down here, total price per square metre is £4. Block paving, 75 square metres, that's where I'd be at with all my materials accounted for and my labour. You can also add VAT on there as well if you want to. There you go. I coded all that myself. You happy with that?
Yeah.
You impressed?
That's good. Just what I'd say, because obviously Jake made this tool, and I think it's really good. It's really good to give you a pretty good estimate. One thing I'd say is, if it's a very big area, the multiplier can make it quite high, can't it? It can make it seem a lot more expensive.
You might want to drop that price down on a larger commercial.
Yeah, on like a big commercial job, I tend to drop the base price down a bit if they're a larger area. For a commercial job, you can keep the base price high because obviously it's a smaller area, and it's about being sensible with the grand total and again using a bit of common sense on whether you think the customer's getting value for money and stuff.
What would you price to clean a 2-car driveway just to clean? So a 2-car driveway on average is around about 50 square metres. If we're not resanding it, I'd probably be at around £3.50.
Maybe
£3, £3.50.
£3.75. Give it a go. Let's have a look.
£3.75.
Yeah. Get that extra 25. Oh, is it extra 13 quid?
Yeah. No, I think that's too high. £3.50. If it's just tarmac, or you're just washing the block paving and not resanding it for some reason.
Yeah, and that would be based on good water pressure. It would be based on
good drainage.
Oh,
you're learning.
I know. And if there's any issues with the drainage, again, what I mentioned earlier, an extra 10-20% just to give yourself a little bit of fat.
Yeah.
Give yourself a little bit of, not danger money because you're not up a ladder, but money for any issues or any additional work that you might not have foresaw due to the bad drainage.
If you guys haven't visited my website yet, smelt.club, you've also got my trusted suppliers on here as well. So if you go over onto this tab, these are all the people that I've used in the past to buy things from, and I'd recommend all of them. So various chemical suppliers and equipment suppliers.
Using a gutter vac on the resin driveways and wet poor playground surfaces to get the muck out and pressure wash worked for me and reduced time. It's funny you say that, Smart Exterior, because before me and Jake had even spoke earlier, we've quoted a job today where we're pressure washing a roof above a playground and the playground. And my thought was, obviously half the water will go down the gutters, but a lot of it might fall onto the playground. And I thought, if there's excess water going onto the playground and it starts to flood it a little bit, can we vacuum it up? Like, you can get them outdoor vacuums that isn't a gutter vacuum.
Gutter vac.
How can you do that with that?
Julia sent me a really wide floor adapter to go on my poles. So that would work really well.
I didn't know you had that. See, I'm learning. That's a great idea.
That would be perfect on a floor, on a surface.
Smart Exterior, have you got one of those gutter vacs? One of these attachments? Oh, wide hoover head on the gutter sucker. Sorry, I didn't even read that bit.
Hi Jake, spoken to Chris from Pure Seal this morning. He recommended Synergy Clean Pro and Nuclear Pro for
New Clean.
Are we talking about for resin? Yes. And you can actually mix Synergy and Nuclear Pro together.
That's what I heard.
And you got to be very careful mixing hypo with any product basically. So you want to check that. I think that's probably one of the only ones you can safely do it, knowing that the manufacturer actually recommends it, instead of just guessing. Because if you're mixing sodium hypochlorite with anything other than water, you're running a risk really of creating some sort of chemical reaction, and you can create chlorine gas if you mix it with and
that's deadly.
Yeah, it can kill you. I forgot what. It's some household fluid that if you mix it with this, it will create chlorine gas, but I can't remember what that fluid is.
Potions class.
I admit it looks weird hoovering a driveway. Yeah.
Thanks for the quote tool, as pricing up is what's held me back for so long. The thing is, Martin, what I like to say is as I said, first couple of jobs maybe going a little bit lower until you get a bit of confidence in pricing. But if you feel like you're overpriced and you really are kind of a little bit nervous about giving a price, you can ask people what their budget are. But I mean, I think with residential work, it's probably going to be a lot lower than you expect. Definitely commercial work, you can ask if they've got a budget, but you can just give a price and you can work with them. Just say, look, this is budget price. I'm happy to work with you. You know.
Also, just say like, did you have a price in mind? Let's see if we can meet in the middle. Because then you get an estimation of where the customer's at. Then.
Yeah.
Is it ammonia? Hypo equals plus hypo equals. I don't know, Ched, to be honest. Some pond vats can suck auto empty onto a different hose. Yeah, I've looked at those pond pumps where you can suck from one area that's flooded and it pumps it away into another area.
I've used a lot of those
rather than filling a drum.
I've used a lot of those. The problem is they get.
That's it, mustard gas.
They do get clogged.
Do they?
Yeah, they do. They get clogged quite easy sometimes. High direct jet. I got there in the end. Do you always quote from Google or do a site visit every time? It depends, Chris. A lot of the gutter quotes, especially the residential stuff, if we're in the area, we will quote. But we find that you get the message through, and we do have a quick look on Google, or we'll just do a drive-by, and we can quote per side, and you can get it pretty close. If it's a bigger site or a commercial site, I'd definitely do a visit personally. Obviously, you want to check for a commercial job, which is a bit more of a bigger job, that your water pressure and your drainage and all that stuff is good, and your access and any specifics. So, for example, we went to the school today, and one of the schools, they obviously need DBS checks. And, if you don't do a site visit, you might not necessarily catch that you need that.
Read it out.
So, you might have, unless you've just tuned in, we have just sent a live quote.
For the nursery.
For the nursery, yeah, that we all went just through together. We've had a response from my friend. Hi, mate. Sounds perfect. I'm happy with that. Can you fire me a full quote over to his email address, please? Also, can you fire me over some dates or let me know what the plan is going forward? Which is brilliant. So, tomorrow morning, well done. Tomorrow morning, we'll go back to him on that. 450 quid.
Decent.
I think it was 450.
That's a day's work, that is.
There he is. 425. So that's what. Oh, I'll just. For anyone who's not tuned in, that's what we sent.
Bring the pictures up again.
425 quid, gutter clean, pressure washer wall, and pressure washing patio and block paving, and a little bit of a resand on a small area. These are the photos.
Not a massive property.
No, not huge, but 425 quid.
Deep gully gutters.
Can't be sniffed at.
Can't be sniffed at.
But, Jake might actually give me an extra tenner and a jacket potato on this job.
I bought you jacket potato today.
Only joking.
I don't want another one of them jacket potatoes. It weren't that good.
I loved it.
It weren't that great. I don't know. It was burnt.
We're speaking to Darren from PWS at the Pure Seal Party.
Speak louder.
Sorry.
Did Darren go? Darren told me he wasn't going to go to the Pure Seal Party. He said he was going to go and play squash instead. What a sneaky boy.
I was cleaning my bathroom wall tiles with household bleach, and it ran down to the taps that I had Strangline Skull Remover on mustard gas.
Really?
Wow.
Oh my god.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
that's scary actually. I was using some I actually read the labels on household cleaning products now. I look for the ones that have either got sodium hypochlorite in them for like mold removal, or biocide. They've actually got traces of biocide in them, and I wanted the one that worked straight away, so I got the one with sodium hypochlorite in it. And you can squib it on, literally leave it for 10 seconds, and you can see the mold just dissolve. You don't need to scrub it or anything. It's great, but it's strong stuff, and it will literally in a small bathroom, it fills the room, and you go very lightheaded very quickly. Are you going to send that quote?
I am. I'm
Decent.
Send it to him now.
Proactive boyo.
Is it WhatsApp you sent him or Facebook?
WhatsApp. I think the 2 spuds swung it. did you tell him?
No,
he didn't put the 2 spuds in there.
The spuds for us.
I'm thinking next time it's going to have to be a triple cheesy. Have you had one of them yet?
Too much meat.
Triple cheeseburger?
Too much meat, yeah.
You had a KFC the other day with a big old chicken burger in it. And 2 chicken wings and 3 chicken fillets.
Yeah, but it's a different level. There's several different levels.
His KFC the other day came to over 15 quid for just his meal. I've been paying for all your lunches, by the way.
Can you also find me over some dates or let me know what the plan is going forward?
Let's do Friday. That'd be a nice one to do on Friday. I've got to be gone by 3 to go and get Luca from school.
Gutter cleaning.
You can do the gutter clear while I do the pressure washing.
Sounds like
Actually, we could swap over. I think you'd probably quite like to do a bit of pressure washing, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
What's the difference between using hypo and biocide on a job as in their functions? So hypo's reaction is done within about an hour. So once you apply it to the surface, it has its reaction. Yeah, Ched says just there, hypo fast, bio slow. But hypo isn't safe on all surfaces, so you need to be really careful where you're using it. Biocide is a much more all-round product. I'd say it's probably a bit cheaper when it comes to diluting it down to 20 to 1 or 30 to 1. And it's going to take probably weeks or months to see results with biocide, whereas hypo you're going to see results straight away. But like I said, it's not suitable for all surfaces. Also, you rinse hypo away, you leave biocide on to dwell, and then it reactivates every time it rains. But you don't want to apply biocide when there's rain forecast, else it will just rinse away before it's had time to absorb into the surface.
Have you got a quotation sheet?
Yes.
So I think Ben would rather have one of those.
We could probably do this on stream actually. It's in pressure washing documents.
Let me have a look.
Quotes. Get one of these. Oh, not a. Why is that on a Word document? Get one of these. Delete these deets.
Yeah, that'll do for now.
What do you mean that'll do? It's brilliant. What do you mean that'll do?
Sorry. Can I offer that on stream then? No, it's alright, I'll do that.
Go.
You deleted Ma.
Ma.
So all we're doing here, we have a standard quotation document.
It's got my terms of payment on there.
Yeah, just who it's for. The address, which we'll get off the internet now.
Do you want any snacks?
What's it called?
I actually don't know the name of the nursery.
Days Nursery, isn't it? Something like that.
Do you want snacks?
Not really, no, I'm pretty full. Thank you.
Mince pies and ice cream?
No. I'll have another beer, but you haven't got one. No jokes. No, I'm okay. Quote date. So pretty basic standard stuff for this quotation form. And I think this is particularly for businesses, obviously not for residentials, but it helps them, probably helps them with their accounting, and it's got all our details on, and it's just it's nice and easy for businesses to be able to just print off an invoice and have that for accounts. So what we can do, we could just send them an email, but then you've got to print off the email, and it just doesn't really feel the same. And it's you look like a more what's the word?
You can tell you've been around Excel.
Yeah, you look like a better business, don't you? Than
what if you have one of these quote
Yeah, like you look more legit. Like
I think
more-
any commercial job or school, you need some sort of form like this
Yeah, I agree. I just think it looks a lot better.
instead of just emailing the price over.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate on talking, but at the same time, I'm trying to concentrate on
It's
what
alright.
I'm actually doing.
Don't worry, brother.
150. 425.
So I think just based on landing all the work, that's a nice price. Reasonable price. 180 quid to clear the gutters.
Say that's a draft.
95 quid to wash the wall. 150 quid to do the patio and the block paving.
Yeah, so 425 total. And make sure file save as PDF.
Hang on.
Go on.
I'll do that afterwards.
Right, why?
I've got a method.
Oh, you got a PDF here or something?
Can we put a reference as well? What's the nursery called?
Oh, Await Days Nursery.
What?
Await Days Nursery. No.
ADN.
Hang on. Oh yeah, I didn't even put the name.
Doesn't matter.
Adventure Awaits Day Nursery.
AADN.
AA.
AADN
1.
001. Because
Why
it's
didn't you do that on stream?
it's not relevant. It's not.
We like to put a reference in there, so we just put AAD A1.
I just don't.
Then,
I don't want to give out anyone else's information.
right, that's 001, so that's just our first invoice. That's first quote. So obviously the second quote will be 002 and so on. And we'll just create a little folder in our documents for obviously this customer. And then any work that we do in future, it's just a case of, I mean, you just change the reference number and change the work that you've done. And it just stops having to do repeat work. Save that as a PDF. So your customer can't change it. Not that they should, but
Why does this come up occasionally when I save as a PDF?
because you've got a sign in.
But it saves every time.
I don't know. You need to mention waste disposal on or off site. So
We've already spoke about that.
yeah, we've actually already spoke about that in person today. They've got a compost heap and a bin. So
Oh, it didn't.
usually with a commercial quote, we would typically say quotation subject to waste removal, supply of good water pressure, what else? Supply of good drainage. Because then, if you do have any issues on a commercial job, you can always go back and, just say, look, this wasn't as quoted. Just pull that up on the screen. You do. Save it as a draft.
No, it's okay. I just didn't want to. It's fine.
No, I'm not sending it now. So we need to discuss dates and stuff. Or do you want to do that now?
Friday. What's wrong with Friday?
So as you can see,
Because the other school might come back.
So no. So I'll just put, what was it, adventure.
You guys work well together. Hide your brother's
Right.
passport quick.
Nursery, gutter cleaning, and pressure washing.
I think you'll be forced to go back even if you don't want
I do what I want.
to Australia.
And then, I don't want it.
He's ignoring me.
Yeah. Shall we talk them through? What we're doing?
No, it's okay.
Put an email together.
What's everyone got on this week? Is it going to be a busy week? Because I'm very surprised at how much work's been coming in over the last 3 or 4 weeks, compared to like the slow time I had, like end of September. Got really slow, and it made me panic a little bit. But now things have picked up rapidly. I don't remember having this much work coming in last year, but again now, the domestic stuff has sort of slow down a little bit again. And we've actually got nothing else booked in for the rest of this week. Although there's still quotes and stuff rolling in.
You want to plan going forward. So dates, we'll say we can attend
Friday morning.
this Friday morning. No, but that's no good for the pressure washing.
Why?
Because the kids will be there.
Same with the gutter vac. That's going to be loud. Pressure washing out the front there is not going to take long.
No, there's cars there on a Friday.
Oh, of course. It'll have to be a Sunday, won't it?
We can attend Friday. Sunday this week.
Mm-hmm.
So...
If I get a lower flow rate machine with no buffer tank, can I still use the flat surface cleaner still? I wouldn't recommend it. A surface cleaner would be pretty pointless. They say also every inch size of your surface cleaner should match the flow rate of your machine. So if I've got a 15 litre per minute machine, I want like a 14 to 16 inch surface cleaner. Having like a 13 litre per minute machine or a 9 litre per minute machine, you don't want a 9 inch surface cleaner. Like it's just pretty pointless, to be honest. I'd say only get a surface cleaner as a rule, in my experience, for machines over 15 litres per minute. 15 litres per minute and over. I've got my 18 inch surface cleaner that I bought when I had my 15 litre per minute machine, and I've still got that on my 30 litre per minute machine now, and it's been working fantastic. I haven't really wanted a bigger one. It's worked on every machine I've owned, on the 2 machines that I've owned.
So, just for the sake of the chat, I've just put, hi Ben, thanks for accepting our quotation. I've put down the price breakdown, and obviously attached the PDF quote and give them a total. I've also said we can attend Sunday this week if that works for you. Obviously it's a nursery, so the kids won't be there on a Sunday. And then go for a little bit of an upsell, which we did discuss there as well. If you'd also like us to set up a 6 monthly
Gutter clear,
yeah.
Also,
6 monthly gutter clear. The price would be...
I don't want to give a price. Let's do the job first and then see if we want to do it cheaper in 6 months.
Right. If you'd also like us to set up a 6 monthly gutter clear,
we can price for that after
we can price
completion
for that and discuss some dates, discuss some future dates or something.
Always good to mention day and date so no one's get confused.
Future dates.
Every time I do a quote, I always suggest a date at the bottom. That's just something I've started doing.
Happy with that?
Since I first started. Yep.
Hit send.
Yep.
The only one thing I'd point out quickly. It was saved as just Ben. We need to put in the company name on that, which we have now.
Okay.
Change that.
Good job.
Boom. And that's one. I'm actually really good. We quoted that tonight. We secured the work tonight, and now we're booking it in tonight.
Yeah.
Let's just go let's just go and do the job tonight.
And we've and we've done those 2 other quotes tonight as well.
Midnight gutter vac.
Busy but not enjoying the cold frozen mornings. Have you still got a frost over your way? What happened to your 15 litre per minute machine? It's sat in the garden under a wheelbarrow. Always good to mention dates. Yeah. I'd like to set you up with a little van, your own machine, a gutter vac, just in case we need that flexibility of one of us going to this location, one of us going here, and then on a big commercial job we rock up with 2 vans.
Two vans deep.
2 vans smelt.
What was I going to say? The cold mornings. Who mentioned the cold mornings? Smart exterior. I've come from 32 to 36 degrees every day, clear blue skies, to -5 and -8 and rain every day. So imagine how happy I am.
Do they have rain or snow or winter over there?
Yeah, in certain areas, but they have rain, but not often. To be honest, it's just hot. It's lovely, beautiful.
If you get a van, get a bigger one, and you can use that, and use the small one as a backup.
Oh no.
I want a van that's big enough to potentially fit in a scaffolding tower and a water tank and 2 pressure washers and 2 gutter vacs and ladders and poles and potentially a generator.
You need the lorry.
So I want to future proof just in case I need all that stuff.
Can't go too wild though.
I don't want to go and buy another van now and then realise I need a bigger one in 6 months.
Yeah, but that's just growth. That's just how it happens. I know what you mean. 6 months, right? It's a bit dramatic, but you remember you got 2 vans. Should you get someone else to take the other one?
Do they have pressure washing in Australia?
They actually.
That's quite a funny question.
They do, yeah, but they actually call them gurneys.
Gurney,
Yeah. Do you want to do the gurneying? But the one big thing about Australia, Chris, is everyone has their own assets. Like,
they've got a farm. They've got land.
Yeah, everyone's got land, like a lot of land. They've all got a ride-on lawnmower. They've all got tractors.
They don't need anyone else to do it.
No,
they do it themselves.
And they're real hard workers. They do everything themselves. Like,
you were quite you admired that everyone virtually had their own business and their own,
and they've got 2 or 3, and like some of them just work their own land, and they're so lucrative. Like, they make money off.
You've used that word
anything.
6 times today.
A lot.
Lucrative. You said that 6 times.
On stream?
No.
Oh.
This is the first time you said it on stream.
Well, they make money off anything they can, and there's so much more opportunity over there, I think, which is obviously it's a much bigger place. So.
Zach, we're approaching 3 hours. You said you didn't want to Joe Rogan it.
I know, yeah. I fully Joe Rogan'd it.
I'm glad you've enjoyed this.
Yeah, I have. I hope the chat has enjoyed it, to be honest, as well. You got a few subscribers today as well.
Yeah.
Become a member. You got a new member.
I think people find value in this. It's nice to be able to ask a question and get an instant response. All I'd say is everything we're saying, everything I'm saying, take with a pinch of salt, because this is just based on my experience. This isn't gospel. This isn't fact.
Yeah, this is just what's working for us. Isn't it?
I try and say it as often as possible in my videos as well. Like, this has just come from my understanding, my experiences, my failures. So
and your successes.
Yeah.
I love how you pointed out the failures rather than the successes.
You think I need to be more confident, don't you?
Yeah, that's the
believe in myself.
Self-esteem talking.
Get the van that you can stand up in, like a H2 L2 Transit. Makes a huge difference. You can get a My Tower in easily.
Yeah. The problem is, right, the one thing I've noticed about working with a lot of men with men with vans is, if you have a bigger van,
marshmallow.
I know. If you have a bigger van, people fill it.
Yeah, I don't want to do
unnecessarily fill it.
Yeah,
and you'll do it. You will do it.
I'll do it in my shed.
You just fill it with more stuff.
That's why I don't want to get a bigger house.
Thanks, gents. That was great advice tonight. Keep up the good work. Off to ZZ.
Thanks, Chris.
Cheers, have enjoyment, guys. First time here for me. Well, Chris, Martin, I hope you both really enjoyed it. Are we going to wrap this up now anyway?
No, I was going to go for another 2 or 3 hours, I think.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah,
it's bedtime.
Let's wrap it up. I'm going to play another advert before I go. Hopefully you guys will stick around and just watch it. And I appreciate the new members, the subscribers, anyone who's been here for the first time tonight. It's not normally as it's been really easy to just bounce off you and like talk about stuff, bounce off the chat. Like, this is so much easier tonight with another person next to me.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
I want to do it again.
Yeah, I probably will.
Next week?
No, not yet. I can't make no commitments yet, but we'll see.
I barely got you to commit tonight. That's so funny.
Appreciate everyone for joining and everyone's support, obviously.
Right, guys, thanks for watching. And
take it easy.
Have a wonderful
run the ad or not.
Yeah, wonderful evening. See you in a bit. Thank you. Now, these videos take a lot of time and effort to film and edit, on top of trying to run a successful pressure washing business. If you find any of the information in my videos useful, then I'd like for you to consider becoming a paid member of the channel. Circle members and above will get access to my private Discord for members only, where you can pretty much get a hold of me 24 hours a day for inspiration, technical help, marketing advice, or just a general chat. I post pictures and videos that you won't see on any of my other socials. You'll be the first to hear about giveaways, special offers and announcements, and it's just generally a nice place full of like-minded people who are all heading towards similar goals. We've got various different experience levels, we've got a few professionals in the chat as well. If you want to push your business, in my opinion, this is the place to be. We also have two other membership tiers. One is just to show a bit of support for the channel, and the other one is for boosted members, which will not only give you access to the private Discord, but also loads of high quality promotional images for you to start your business. I know what it's like when you're ready to get going but you don't have any before and after pictures to put on your leaflets. At the moment there's about 150 images that you can use for pretty much whatever you like, and my intention is to constantly update these over the next few years with all of my before and afters that have helped promote my business. Last thing before I let you go, new videos come out every Monday night at 5:30, and then I go live at 7:30 to chat to you guys and answer as many questions as possible. We do live quotes for real customers and just generally keep up to date with everything going on in the pressure washing world. Thanks for watching, back to the video.